gets the 1989 second semi-final underway. Deere goes up and wins clean possession. Platten first after the ball, Williams all over him. And the umpire very quick on the scene, and we'll get a ball up.
And Williams has got the job on Johnny Platten. He's tagging him.
Michael Long being picked up by Peter Schwab.
O'Donnell's picking up Michael Tuck.
Dermot Brereton skirted right around that ball up. He got to the wrong side of it. Of course, it was at this ground against this opponent last year that he ran through the Essendon three-quarter time huddle. Greg Anderson's kick up to half-forward, fumbled by Collins. Down goes Antrobus, picked up by Vanderhaar, who kicked the first two last week for the Bombers. This one dropped short. Salmon! And Salmon kicks the goal!
Well, that's an amazing start. Essendon started this way last week. We're not a minute into the game and already Essendon have their first goal on the board. And it's very important in these games for the side to win that ball out of the centre, which Essendon did so very well last week. And they started again in the same vein. There's Paul Vanderhaar, who played a tremendous game last week. Langford didn't really attack the ball there and allowed Salmon to chip in, put his arm out, and then soccer that ball off the ground.
Great start by the Bombers. Platten in after it, pushed in the back. Umpire calls play on. Hand pass comes out to McGuinness. Scott McGuinness towards half forward for the Hawks. It's out wide towards the boundary line. Watson leads in the race, but the ball beats him over the line. Alan Jeans, the team manager John Hook in front. Absolutely perfect conditions here. Deere with a big job against Madden. No one gets a decisive hit out. This is Mark Thompson out of defence going wide, but Andrew Collins is there. He had a fumble early, which ultimately resulted in an Essendon goal, but that time a sure effort towards centre wing. This is Condon. Good play by Anthony Condon as he chips away and he goes wide. He's looking out there for Dunstall and Anderson, and he's found Dean Anderson for the Hawks at half forward flank. He is 50 metres out. Players going back. Brereton waiting at the back of the pack. He's doing some pushing and shoving. It hits the deck. In after it is Walsh. He loses it. Chance for Greg Deere. A hand pass to Anderson. Anderson on the right foot. Oh, great goal!
And that's just the type of start we expected from this match. And I'm sure that Essendon, having kicked the first goal, Hawthorn were very keen to answer with the next goal, and that's exactly what's happened. They've won the ball, got it down on that forward line there. Here's a good tackle by John Platten applied. The mobility of Deere, and that's a miraculous goal there, kicked by Anderson. A great start for Hawthorn as well, so nothing in this match. Both sides giving it their utmost.
Hawthorn have only two players who haven't played finals before, Dean Anderson and Condon. They've both been in the action, and Anderson got their first goal.
Oh, how's that tackling then, Drew?
Oh, absolutely fierce. Well, Vanderhaar played a role in Essendon's first goal, and what a role he played at the opening 5 minutes last week against Geelong as well. Bounced by umpire Cameron. In charge today with Ian Clayton. Madden missed that one. Watson tried to get a kick out of the pack, couldn't get it clear, and the umpire's going to ball it up again. You could throw a blanket over about 25 players here. Deere hands to it. Anderson might have been held when he didn't have it. Play on. Tuck off the ground, comes out towards the wing. McGuinness up to half forward. Curran. Oh, clever mark. A beautiful mark by Peter Curran.
Great mark, Peter Curran at half forward. He's looking for Dunstall to lead. The lead is on. Over his head though. Chance for Watson. Oh, good skills by Tim Watson. And the crowd roars. They love this player, the Essendon supporters. He goes wide to another veteran in Terry Danaher. Danaher on centre wing, runs onto the left foot and kicks long. He's looking for Antrobus against Collins. A bit of pace between those two. Oh, here comes Michael Long. The short pass is on. Beautiful play by Long to Salmon. Magnificent football.
I've never seen Michael Long waste the football. No. Every time he gets it, he does something with it. Beautiful delivery there to Paul Salmon. Here it is again. Magnificent pace. And you can lead with confidence to Michael Long.
His pace might worry Peter Schwab. This is Paul Salmon going for his second goal of the game from 35 metres. He lays back on it. It floats across. Did it come in? Yes, it did.
So that's 2 goals to Paul Salmon. And to have that height down in that forward line's a real luxury for this Essendon team, playing on one of the best fullbacks in the competition. There's a player that set it up was Michael Long. And great skill shown by Michael Long. Paul Salmon there. Nothing Langford could do about that one. And 2 goals already in his first 5 minutes to Paul Salmon. He's a tremendous player, and his height will really worry Hawthorn.
Of course, with Dean Wallace and Bradley playing on the bench, Andrew Manning, who's played just 1 game this year, has started for the Bombers, and he's on the Hawthorn skipper, Michael Tuck. This one comes out to Buckenara. Long kick inside half forward. Walsh back there. Dunstall hits it hard. On the left boot. Not a bad snap. Didn't miss by a long way. And behind to Jason Dunstall, the league's leading goal kicker.
5 points the margin. The Bombers in front. Anthony Danaher kept Dunstall to 2 goals during the year when he played on him. A game in which Hawthorn won by over 40 points. He's not sure where to kick it now. The short one is on here. Now he elects to kick long. What a magnificent kick right down towards the centre of the ground. Here's Brereton. A beautiful hand pass to Tuck. Tuck, an open goal from 55 metres. Kicks. But kicks it across and has just missed. Lovely hand pass set by Brereton. 4 points the margin now. Bombers with their noses in front. Let's see if he can kick out just as far as he did last time. One of the great kicks in the game. Danaher right out wide towards the half back line. Deer at the back goes for the fist. Can't do so. It's Anderson, loses it. Condon towards half forward. Curran in front. Nearly went for the one-hander again. This is Hamilton out of defence to Izzard.
Izzard away to Tim Watson. One of the Brownlow medal favourites, and the Bombers skipper. And isn't this great to see Timmy Watson on a run? The hand pass drops a little bit short of Terry Danaher, the former skipper. Drops it in Dipia Domenico's tackle. Play on. Condon has been prominent, but his hand pass straight to Greg Anderson. Wide for Van der Haar. Too wide. Out in the forward pocket. And they can't keep it in. That'll be a baller. A boundary throw in.
They're an exciting side to watch, Essendon, when they're in full flight. Tim Watson may have been better served kicking long into the forward line there. It wasn't a very good hand pass.
Salmon doing the rucking on the forward line. Actually, Langford beat him at the second attempt. Danaher tapped back by Williams, who went behind a teammate, and it's out of bounds on the 50 for another throw-in. The mini scoreboard in the background showing Essendon 2 goals, Hawthorn 1 goal 2.
This throw-in to take place right at the 50-metre line. 4 points the margin. The Bombers in front. Salmon against Langford. McGuinness was grabbed. Tries to shuffle it out. The pack of players in after it. Collins is a Hawthorn man, number 4 at the base of the pack. The umpire will bounce it. 2 umpires today, Ian Clayton and Peter Cameron.
The game's been going 8 minutes and we haven't had a free kick.
Salmon again out at the half-forward line to do the ruck work. That is a luxury for Essendon, have those 2 tall big men. There's Salmon actually got the tap out to Danaher. Oh, strong tackle. Dipia Domenico in after it. Antrobus playing for the free kick. Oh, very lucky to get it. He played for it. He's at half-forward for the Bombers. Now a chance again. The only man going back is Langford. Now Salmon gets back there. It's 2 against 1 and Mew doesn't mess around. He goes for the punch and puts it through for a behind to Essendon. There's Chris Mew, a very experienced centre-half back. 2-1-13 the Bombers. Hawthorn on 1-2, a total of 8.
Langford kicks in and finds Condon, who's been a pretty good player, although it takes a while this time. Oh, he's mucked it up totally and it's out of bounds.
I wonder if that's nerves.
I'm sure it would be.
Youngster.
Condon playing his first finals game. He got away very easily and then messed it up completely.
Mew and Van der Haar, the opponents this time. Mew over the top wins it. Izzard tries one further afield. Williams. Platten in after it. Great stuff. With him is Antrobus, the 2 McGarry medalists. And a 50-50 ball there. The umpire will ball it up.
Well, there's going to be some great tackling out there today, as you can see so far. Some very strong tackles being laid. It's at half forward for Essendon. That's Van der Haar tapping over his head, and in fact has tapped it over the line. Bit of a worry there, Bernie. Peter Swab on Michael Long. His pace will worry Swab.
I think Michael Long's pace would worry anybody. There's Billy Duckworth out of the side with a hip injury. But Michael Long, one of the most exciting players playing in his first year with Essendon.
Mew taps it over the top. There's Tuck. brought to ground. Dipier Domenico runs into a brick wall. Gives it back to Mew. Mew to centre wing. The mark has been taken by Gary O'Donnell. O'Donnell wide for Van der Haar, and he found him at half-forward flank. Dipier Domenico on the mark. Paul Van der Haar sets it up for Salmon. Salmon comes from the side. Langford. Oh, it's over the back of the pack. It's tipped on to Buick. Buick with great pace. Open goal. Kicks. And Darren Buick has put it through.
And interesting to see, Peter, in every goal that Essendon has kicked, Paul Salmon has featured, again getting that tap out to the running player Buick on this occasion. And this pace of Essendon might worry Hawthorn today because they are a very pacey side. One of the players there, Buick, who is very quick. Good play there by Salmon, quick thinking, and Buick just ran away from Gary Ayres. And I think this pacey side with Long, Buick and a few of these players could really trouble them.
Back in the middle, and once again Essendon have taken the early march in this match. Michael Tuck was down injured behind play and has been moved down into a forward pocket. Here's a free kick to John Platten. He took one around the head from his opponent Manning, Michael Tuck, the oldest man in football, and he's now playing on O'Donnell. Comes down to the front of the pack. Pritchard gets the hand pass away, but it drops short. There's Manning, who got tucked. Whistle goes, and Manning will take the free kick here for a high tackle. An amazing story, this. Walked out on St Kilda. Played in the country last year, broke his leg in a practice match, and has played just one game for Essendon leading up to this final. Williams gets it away to Van der Haar. Van der Haar forward of the centre. Out to Michael Long. And he takes the mark in front of Schwab. Off to O'Donnell, who's come up from Tuck from the back pocket. Gary O'Donnell for goal, but offline.
Well, the pace of Essendon, their smaller men certainly worrying Hawthorn at the moment.
Well, that was amazing because O'Donnell had the shot at goal, but Anthony Danaher, the full-back, was also up on the half-forward line.
Collingwood evergreen, David Cloak, an interested spectator. There's some disciplined play by Greg Anderson. Taps it up, punches it away to Long. The short one's on again to Buick. And he marks, and that's silly play by Langford. He's played on. He didn't go over the mark, did he? But it's a goal. You've got to go over the mark.
No, he hadn't lined him up, Peter. The umpire hadn't called time on.
Well, it's a goal to the Bombers, to Buick, and they're playing well. That's his second.
Oh, that was great thinking by Buick. And poor play there by Langford there at full-back. There's a punch. Disciplined play by Essendon. Michael Long again setting it up. Never waste the kick. Sees Buick there. This could have almost been a 50-metre penalty. The umpire shook his head, but Buick didn't worry about it. Just got up and raced on with the play, and Langford was looking at the umpire.
What a start by the Bombers. They virtually crept into second place. Nobody took much notice until their win last week, and how have they started today? And that is in the back, and it's a free kick to Essendon to Williams. Williams goes out wide. O'Donnell up from the back pocket again. Over the top with his hand pass to Greg Anderson. Too far out to score. Long kick though to the goal square. Salmon keeps his footing but won't quite get there, or it comes off Ayres. Hawthorn defence under pressure. But Gary Ayres, a big game player, a beautiful clearing kick to Buckenara.
Great start by the Bombers. They really are playing well, and they're fired up as they were against Geelong last week, the Hawks. Well, this happens to them from time to time, but they always come back. Dangerous kick, Salmon. Oh, that's a dangerous bit of play, that, by Buckenara. They're under a lot of pressure. McGuinness receives from Langford over to Mew. Further afield to Ayres. Over to Condon. Anthony Condon a bit slow to get rid of it. Now he does to Anderson. That's better play by the Hawks. Anderson wide has got Dipier Domenico. Can he get back there? He can. He's got it. Dunstall makes the lead. Out he comes. Pritchard chips across his full forward. Pritchard into an open goal. What a brilliant goal that was.
Yes, that was magnificent play by the Hawks. And they took a few risks getting there, but that's what it's all about. Some risks have to be taken, especially in finals football. And a very dangerous kick out of the back line there by Gary Buckenara, but it was delivered right up to the centre line area where it was Dipier Domenico passing it to Pritchard, stealing it there from Dunstall. They could have raffled that one. A good play by Hawthorn, good movement of the ball, handball, foot passing, excellent play.
Well, a spectacular start to this game. Let's hope for a high-scoring game. We've got the league's leading goal kicker, Dunstall, Salmon in great form. He's already got 2. Bounced by umpire Clayton. Deere, Madden took a long run at him. Platten under pressure from Williams. Danaher loses it backwards. Taken by Di Domenico. Wrestles his way clear. Whistle's gone. And it's an Essendon free kick to come to Michael Thompson. Thompson just behind the centre circle. Up to half forward for Greg Anderson. And Terry Danaher there. Neither could mark. O'Donnell doing a lot of work on the forward line. Kicks the ball out in front of him. Goes inside 50. Oh, great play by the back pocket. But he hooked the kick a little bit too far. And it's hit the behind post to be out of bounds on the full. But he is creating mayhem since Michael Tuck went to the forward pocket.
Well, there's Gary Ayres and the Essendon bench warming up. Bradley Plain and Dean Wallace. Ayres, as was said earlier, great finals competitor. Long kick towards the half-back line. Deere fisted away. Antrobus is dispossessed. Greg Deere, beautiful punch out. Over to Condon. Condon back to Pritchard. Pritchard is going wide. Brereton against Walsh. The push out, yes, and the umpire saw that one against Walsh. Brereton propped.
Hawthorn have made a change. Michael Tuck has gone to the forward pocket and Gary Ayres up into the centre.
Brereton towards half forward. Curran overran it, but he's got it now, Peter Curran, off the side of the boot towards the pocket. O'Donnell and Platten. Platten use of the body. Strong tackle. O'Donnell under a lot of pressure, tries to tap it away. Here's Morrissey from the boundary line. Jamie Morrissey tries to hook it back, but only succeeds in putting it out of bounds on the full. Pressure out there enormous.
Yes, it is, Peter, and Hawthorn feeling a little bit more than Essendon at the moment because Essendon applying a lot of pressure, tackling well, and it's been a great start by them.
Whitman and Kennedy on the bench there for the Hawks. Kick in, Deere can't take the mark. He's left it for Madden, who taps out the back. Danaher takes it away. Great play by Essendon. Danaher finds a player running past him. Hamilton up from defence. Hamilton, who's Curran's opponent. He's brought him a long way up the ground to Salmon. Salmon's got it again.
And they're really looking for Paul Salmon today, and he's not letting them down. Leading well. A lot of pressure there by Langford. Good delivery.
Now Paul Salmon will be kicking from just inside 50 for goal number 3. He's done it again, or just shaved the post.
And Chris Langford would breathe a sigh of relief there. There's 3 goals in the first half of the first quarter. Wouldn't be nice to have against your name.
And Chris Mew is kicking in this time. He goes wide. Gary Ayres is out there at the back, and he is a very good player. Excellent mark.
Hawthorn would have to think about Michael Tuck. He's on Buick, has already kicked 2, and Tucky doesn't look too well.
Well, we've got 2 good players on the bench, the Hawks. There's Izard going in after it. Oh, bit of rough stuff in the pack there. And Izard grabbing Brereton round the head. It's on centre wing. It'll be a bounce. And Brereton loves these finals games, and he loves the physical stuff. You can always get up with a bit of a grin on his face, though, Dermot. Essendon have dominated so far, but they're not getting a long way ahead on the scoreboard. This is the beauty of Essendon. Here's Anderson. A quick kick towards the half-forward line. Van der Haar onto the left foot. Oh, beautiful ball. Hand pass over top the Long. Michael Long an open goal. Chips and puts it through. He ran too far, I think. Now, did he run too far, or is it a free kick to Hawthorn behind the play?
I think it's a free kick against Antrobus.
And it's going to...
What a waste, Peter. What a waste.
And Kevin Shetty would not be happy with that against Antrobus.
Brilliant teamwork. Antrobus had no reason to do that because Michael Long was well clear and there was no pressure being applied.
Madden punches from behind. It comes down here to Manning. It goes away to Dean Anderson. Off to McGuinness. Hawthorn starting to get their running game going now. Straight up the middle. Dunstall in front. But he was swamped at the end. Anthony Danaher there. Bailey. Dunstall after it again and marks inside 50. Oh, and he's got Curran in the goal square. Dunstall goes for the pass, not the goal. Buckenara with a mark!
Yes, great mark, Gary Buckenara. And Essendon very slow getting defenders back into that goal square. They had Peter Curran there calling for it. It was Curran. It was really set up for Peter Curran. I think he was aiming for him. Thompson got back there quickly, but not a tall Essendon player back there to do anything about the good marking of Gary Buckenara.
Hawthorn need a steadier here. Buckenara from 10 metres. Kicks the goal.
So Gary Buckenara kicks his first. And just goes to show you that was a bad mistake up this end of the ground by Tony Antrobus. Great play by Van der Haar. And Antrobus being taken from the ground, as well he should be, because that's a terrible mistake. No need for it. Michael Long running into an open goal. Not a Hawthorn player anywhere near him, and he gave away a ridiculous free kick.
Well, now the Hawks only trail by 7 points, so that could have been vital, as Bernie Quinlan said. There's Terry Danaher out to Anderson. A very crude tackle that by McGuinness. Ayres, or is it Pritchard? It was Ayres. Over it goes to Mew from Di Domenico. That quick kick finds Anderson, and the umpire's paid it. This is Dean Anderson for Hawthorn. Hawthorn, they're a hard side to shake off. Essendon have played brilliant football. Is that a free kick to Brereton? It is. And already the Hawks just starting to get their way back into it.
You can sense it, can't you, Peter? They're
they get into another gear.
clawing their way back.
Well, you can see Essendon have dominated that first. Let's have a look at this again. Or in the back, you could see that. But there's Brereton kicking it short to the half-forward line. There are two men there. Dunstall has got it. Tries to tap it on. Oh, a bit of luck there as it came off the boot of the Essendon player over to Izzard. Izzard finds Plain with a long hand pass. There's no one moving for Essendon. It's all Hawthorn in front. Now, a one-on-one contest. Van der Haar and Mew. Van der Haar in front. Could have been a free kick. This is tough. Going wide. Could have been Van der Haar's free kick.
Would have been. He was dragged off it.
Over the top. Oh, great pace then by Buick. But eventually the ball is forced over the line on centre wing. 7 points the difference. Essendon lead. 4-3 to 3-2.
Madden and Deere. Neither of them really. Comes to Dean Anderson. Spills to Platten. Lightning hand pass. Curran to Condon. Condon short pass for Dunstall. Too high for him. Punch down to the front. Di Domenico charges onto it. Will it bounce? Won't make it. First there is Walsh. Walsh gets the hand pass away to Greg Anderson, who's had 7 kicks in the first quarter already. That one to no one in particular. Comes to Buckenara. Goes in short. Close to the boundary line. Di Domenico beaten to it by Walsh. And it'll be a boundary throw-in.
That's an interesting matchup back here where Michael Tuck is now picking up Michael Long. And that's a huge job for him.
He's had 4 opponents already, Michael Tuck.
Madden and Deere. Oh, it's shuffled out beautifully to Darren Williams. Williams to the centre of the ground. The youngster against the evergreen player. Let's see who wins out. Tuck against Long. Michael Tuck still wrestling with Long. Youth wins out. Now Tuck goes back after him. What a great contest. Bradley Plain and Andrew Collins. Plain jumps on top of it. Umpire said it was in the back. Andrew Collins didn't think so. The umpire's got the whistle. It's Bradley Plain's kick on centre wing. As he brings it towards the centre of the ground. Danaher in front. It's punched to ground. Buick scouting the packs. Bailey's also, no it wasn't, it was Manning also in there, and the umpire will come in and bounce. And now Hawthorn player's injured. It's Scott McGuinness will have to hobble off, I would think. Obviously John Kennedy would probably take his place, but he's holding his knee.
Knee or ankle, Peter, one or the other.
Well, that's bad luck for the Hawks. It's on centre wing, John Kennedy warming up. Scott McGuinness hobbles off. It's tapped back, oh, strong tackle, but it's in the back again. And Essendon getting plenty of free kicks, but they're getting in first for the ball.
Free kicks are 6-4 in favour of the Bombers. Williams to half forward. Comes off hands to Di Domenico. Oh, what a great tackle. Dispossessed him. Anderson another kick. Buick for number 3. Oh, top tackle by Langford. But he gets the ball back to Salmon, who couldn't handle. Pritchard gets a difficult hand pass away to Ayres. Back he goes to Langford, who hasn't started too well. Chris Langford, state full back. In goes Platten. Beats O'Donnell to it. Comes to Kennedy, his first touch. Away to Dean Anderson. The kick to centre wing, Brereton in front. Met by Danaher. Oh, met by a second and a third player. Down goes Brereton, and he wants a free kick from this.
Well, he
There's
deserved
nothing
one.
doing.
He deserved one, Drew. I think that's bad umpiring. He had his head down over the ball. The Essendon player came in and virtually charged him while Brereton had his head down. If that's not a free kick, I don't know what is.
Well, they've been paying those right throughout the quarter for in the back, and Brereton got nothing.
It's one of the most dangerous situations in football when a player has his head down like that, and it certainly should have been a free kick.
Well, Deere against Madden. He's doing all right, Deere too. Pritchard to Platten. Oh, some pressure now. Here's a free kick. The umpire going against Brereton. Cameron. And he is going to Madden.
Well, that's because of that first one that he missed, and Dermot's got plenty of reason to go crook about that.
And he's doing the block now. The short one is on to centre of the ground. This is Manning looking for Plain. Danaher, good mark, strong mark. Terry Danaher at about 75 to 80 metres out from goal. Now the leader's on. Salmon, can he get there? Yes, he can. Oh, good lead. He's leading beautifully, Bernie.
Yes, and pinpoint accuracy there from Terry Danaher. A beautiful kick to the leading Paul Salmon.
Langford's having a nightmare.
Yeah, well, Langford couldn't really do much about that. That was spot-on accuracy from that kick from Terry Danaher.
Paul Salmon has kicked two. What a great start by the big man. He's been out for a number of weeks with an ankle injury. But, well, that's the way to play it when you're at full forward, to lead, not just hang around in the goal square. And Salmon, even though he's 6'10", he still leads a lot. There's a long kick floating just offline, I would feel, and through for another behind the Bombers. We saw McGuinness go off a moment ago. What's the report, Don Scott?
Well, he was in a lot of pain, Peter, as he went off the ground. He went straight up into the rooms. He's got a badly twisted angle, and just judging by the way he came off, I don't think he was going to take any more part in this game.
Well, that's bad news for Hawthorn, whose skipper is seeing stars at the moment, I'm sure. Down goes Walsh, loses it. Morrissey missed with his hand pass, letting Essendon in. Bailey gets it away to Walsh. He ducks a tackle. Oh, he loses the ball in a confrontation. Comes back again. Well played by Walsh, but the whistle's gone. It's a Hawthorn free kick. It was off the action against Madden to Curran, which had not much to do with the play. Curran up to half forward to the leading Brereton. Oh, but it's punched away by little man Izard in front, and Essendon have found the boundary line.
I don't think Brereton's fit, Bernie.
Well, they say he's 100%, but you're often found out when you're playing a match. It's a lot different to training.
Quite surprisingly to me, Essendon only 8 points in front. They seem to have had more of the play than that. And here's a ruck free kick to Simon Madden.
Well, there was nothing much in that, Drew, really. And yet he let that free kick go before when Brereton nearly had his head knocked off.
Kick by Madden towards Danaher. Sandwiched out of it. Here's misses with a punch. It comes to the back to Watson. Oh, clever play by Tim Watson. Beautiful football to Long. Long had a couple of options. Found Terry Danaher. He bounces up towards the 50. Went a step too far. Plain. Hand pass blocked. Hawthorn back in with a chance now. Kennedy to Dippia Domenico, and a high kick towards the centre. Anderson against O'Donnell. It comes to the back to Madden.
Simon Madden with strong tackle behind the play. It's another free kick Essendon's way.
It's against Greg Deere.
Going to Manning. And the short one is on out wide. Watson's unattended. He's able to get around Gary Ayres and go short to Van der Haar. And Van der Haar marks a long, long way out from goal. Now Salmon are leading again. He makes the lead. He's gone short. And it's a mark to Terry Danaher at the 50-metre line.
It was a mark or a free because Kennedy was hanging on to him.
Well, that'll be a great contest. Scott McGuinness off the ground now and John Kennedy on. Well, it was a mark anyway. So this is Terry Danaher. Distance would probably be a doubt. The short one is on to Michael Long. Bad play by Tuck. Bad play by Michael Tuck. He's caught out there.
They didn't fill that hole, did they, the Hawthorn defenders?
If Tuck was a second or third year player, I'm sure he'd have gone off the ground by now. But he's their captain. He has all the finals experience, and he stayed on and is really running around in wilderness.
Well, he should have been in front for a start on the back line. There's Long from 35 metres, a very exciting player. Kicks it and puts it through.
Yes, that's a very big job that has been assigned to Michael Tuck. Playing on Michael Long, who's virtually like a rubber band the way he plays. He's so quick and so elusive. Not yet 20 years of age, and yet he's playing on Michael Tuck, 36 years of age. So it's an enormous task for Michael Tuck.
Deere gets it out. Oh, Pritchard goes down. There's no whistle for that. And now there's a whistle a bit after that, and it's to be a Hawthorn free kick for a throw, and to be taken by Condon. Coming up for his 7th possession. Out to half-forward flank to Curran with Hamilton. Oh, drops it, comes to Hamilton. Threads out the hand pass. Bit too far for Danaher. Condon once more. Just as well for him. For Dunstall, but the siren beats them. And it's a 14-point lead at quarter time to the Bombers, who are shocking the Hawks. 5-4 to 3-2. They've played the last 6 second semi-finals for a 3-3 result. But I think it's pretty well known you need to win today to improve your chance of winning the flag.
Essendon start the second quarter with a 14-point advantage. Vital quarter of football coming. Oh, Brereton ran hard at the Essendon opponent there as Walsh kicks it out of defence to half-forward. Tuck couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Now he's got it. Now he's lost it. Bradley Payne loses it. Chris Muir's in there trying to grab it out for the Hawks. Tuck appealing for a free kick for holding the ball, but umpiring Clayton will bounce. Very, very good first quarter by Essendon. Probably should have gone further in front. Hawthorn just have that capacity to hang in there and work away. There's Mew to Tuck. Tap on. Coming out to Swab. Swab over the top. It's at half forward for Essendon. John Kennedy trying to come through with the ball, and I'm sure this will be another bounce. It will. And Ian Clayton again.
Well, Darren Williams is doing a superb job on John Platten, who was restricted to just 1 kick in the first quarter. It's a mess in tight there. Off the ground by Izard out wide. Van der Haar. Hand pass behind Greg Anderson. Dean Anderson picks up. Dippia Domenico, centre wing. Dodges the tackle. Gets it back to Platten. Hardly sighted first quarter. Up towards half-forward, Curran a fingernail to it, but once again he left it for his opponent Hamilton, and a beautiful pass by Paul Hamilton. To Buick, centre of the ground. He's got space. Goes short to long, and why not? Back to Buick. He's kicked 2 already. Great play by the Bombers. Wide to Danaher. Further wide to Thompson. Inside 50. Now he's in a bit of trouble. Keeps it low for Salmon. A half volley. Is this a goal? Buick gets there and kicks the goal.
He's very lucky to get that one in the end, Peter. A magnificent play again by Essendon. What I'm very impressed with this side is the way they run the ball, the pace that they have. They ran down there in streams, transferred the ball with great pace. Good play there by Salmon, bending over for a big man. There's Buick just about falling over, with plenty of time to steady and put that through.
Essendon by 20 points and playing well. Greg Deere's not letting them down. He's doing all right. Brereton's not doing much at half forward. Deere again over to Anderson. Deere, beautiful play by Deere onto the right foot. Dunstall versus Danaher. Dunstall, good play by Danaher. Oh, some good backup support by Bailey. Bailey heads for the line. Here's Hamilton. Great tackle by Curran to take him over the line.
This is what finals football is all about. That was a magnificent tackle there by Peter Curran, and he's hurt.
Well, that was
Hamilton.
A very strong tackle. Peter Curran's gone for about 3 or 4 marks one-handed today. He's got to get that out of his game. It's at half foot. Oh, Brereton went straight at the man, hip and shoulder. This is Anderson, Greg Anderson, the centre wing. The pace of Essendon worrying the Hawks. Is that a free kick for Collins? Up by Peter Cameron said yes. And Brereton's really dishing it out at centre forward. That time behind the play with Manning. Now the kick is wide from Collins to Condon. They need Dunstall to start firing up there too as the kick comes up to half forward. Curran sets himself, but Madden flies from the side to take a great mark.
Oh, look how crowded that Hawthorn forward line is. No wonder they've got no movement up there.
Madden gets it back from Williams, but his kick's intercepted or smothered by Morrissey. Hand pass under pressure out of defence by Essendon. Oh, beautiful play. He's out, fires out under Bailey. Bailey up towards centre half forward. Salmon works his opponent under the ball, but it's all the defenders back there. Collins to Di Domenico, centre wing. Oh, he had it spent before he got it. The umpire paid the mark. Goes wide. John Kennedy fumbles. Played 17 finals, John Kennedy. Well, you wouldn't expect to see that. And that tackle by Curran has hurt Hamilton, and he's gone straight up to the rooms.
Well, John Kennedy hasn't had a lot of football in recent weeks, of course, so you just lose a bit of that ball. Deere is winning the ruck. He's doing very, very well against Madden. But unfortunately, Platten's been covered, and Essendon putting a lot of pressure on. Now, the question is, Bernie, can they do it for the whole game? Because Hawthorn always come back at you.
Well, there's no doubt Hawthorn will come back, but Essendon have the impetus at the moment and are playing with a lot of initiative.
Well, Deere doing a great job. Gets it to Dean Anderson. He's playing well. Dean Anderson to half forward. Curran at the back. Oh, some strong play by all the... Oh, Brereton is ironed out with a hip and shoulder going to half. This allows Pritchard to come into an open goal. Derek Pritchard kicks. Is that a goal? Yes!
Van der Haar has not moved since he's been hit there by Dermot Brereton.
Hip and shoulder.
It was hip and shoulder, no doubt about that. Van der Haar wide open when he was hit. And Dermot Brereton, a great finals player, and that's what finals football's all about. Was it hip and shoulder? I could see it a little bit better on that angle. And I think it was hip and shoulder. It was fair. Brereton had to go in.
Well, Brereton hasn't had many touches. 2 kicks, 1 hand pass. But so far, Dermot Brereton has just been trying to clean up players. Here is Platten out of the middle. Intercepted by Thompson. Van der Haar's on his feet, but going to the bench. Danaher back to Thompson. With the hand pass a bit behind him. Flips it out to Danaher. Hooked back by Dean Anderson. It goes to Greg Anderson. Off to O'Donnell. Little pass over the top is good. And Williams takes the mark. And no, Manning. And Manning is coming in for a lot of treatment by the Hawthorn players. And I'm sure an incident early in the match with Michael Tuck has something to do with it.
And he's reported him too.
Peter Schwab goes into the book.
Well, why isn't it 50 metres?
It has to be a 50-metre penalty.
Well, he didn't signal it.
Well, surely once he finishes with this report, I think he will take the player on the mark back 50 metres, that being Peter Schwab.
Tim Watson's telling him you're going to go back 50 metres here.
Well, there's a few players rattled here at the moment. Manning, is he bleeding from the mouth there?
Yes.
Don't tell me he's not paying the 50 out. Yes, he is.
Yes, he had to. He had to pay the 50. There's no doubt about that. And
There didn't seem to be a report in it, though, Bernie.
Well, it was very late. It was very late. It was definitely a 50-metre.
Well, there's been a few trying to square up with Manning. Brereton was one of them, and Schwab was the one to go into the book. Van der Haar's gone off the ground. There he is on the bench. Michael Roberts.
Well, Paul Van der Haar has gone straight up the race. He looks pretty sore down one side, and Paul Hamilton has had his mouth and his nose looked at, and he'll be all right.
Well, it was a very hard knock, but there's a 50-metre penalty. It allows Manning to have a shot from 30 metres. He's kicked it through. It's another goal to the Bombers.
And a mistake there by Hawthorn that they can ill afford, because a 50-metre penalty, they've just paid dearly for it again. And Andrew Manning, even though he hit Michael Tuck, they must learn to pick their moments, because that was right in front of the umpire. He'd taken the mark, a late tackle, and Manning made no mistake with that, so Hawthorn have been hit hard by that 50-metre penalty.
Back in the centre, and a 20-point lead to the Bombers. Greg Anderson, caught by Di Domenico. And holding the ball, the free kick to Di Domenico. He just cleaned up one of his teammates. He thought it was an opponent. He gave a round-arm swing and caught Dean Anderson. Goes wide to the half-forward flank. Brereton getting the hoots of the crowd now. Brereton's kick, he's put down behind the play by Madden.
Now, if the umpires are fair, Dick, and that's reportable.
Pritchard goes short. Platten, a great mark for a little player.
Well, I was watching play further up the ground, Peter.
Honestly.
I can't comment on that.
He got an elbow to the head, and the umpire ignored it. Unbelievable.
Got to be careful, Simon Madden. He was investigated last week after the Geelong match. Here's Platten's kick. Crowded forward line. No mark taken. Danaher back in defence for the Bombers. and the umpire's going to have to ball it up.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is one of the most physical games I've seen in a long, long time.
Yes, there's no love lost between these two sides, is there?
They've been at it right through the 80s, these two sides, and they don't like each other, and it's evident in the way it's being played. There's Deere, who is really doing well in there. Thompson loses the ball. Here's a chance for the Bombers again. Awesome, more strong physical work. Dunstall chasing Anthony Denner. Denner across the face. Oh! Really put it through. Has he put it out of bounds on the full or a point? In fact, it's out on the full, so that favours Hawthorn.
Although it looked like a point from here, didn't it?
And you can see the crowd behind who would have had a good view, and they all reckon it was a point.
Well, you definitely need 4 goal umpires. There is no doubt in the world. The goal umpire had no chance there of judging that.
No chance at all.
Well, let's see. Peter Curran will run out to the right and hook it in. He tries it, hooks it back. Peter Curran, I think he's stopped it. He's put it through for goal.
Now, that's Peter Curran's first goal. And no doubt the pressure that was applied there by the Hawthorn forwards had a lot to do with that. Danaher didn't know which way to go. In the end, he was forced to go back across goal. It looked very much as if his kick went through for a point. It slewed off the side of his boot. I don't think it was nearly a goal, actually, Peter. And the umpire was in a poor position to judge that one.
The margin back to 14 points. Deere and Madden clash. Williams couldn't get the hand pass clear. The umpire's going to have to ball it up again.
Is it tough in the clinches?
Oh, is it ever? Well, Williams has had 4 kicks and 1 hand pass, and his job is on Platten, who's had 3 kicks. Umpire Clayton balls it up. Just forward of the centre. Hawthorn's way. Essendon's way. And here's a free kick sorted out. And it's going to Essendon to be taken by Williams just forward of the centre circle. Kick by Williams, wide for Salmon. He's got a break on Langford again and takes the mark again. Well, the ball's been delivered well to him, but he hasn't let them down.
Too far out to score, Drew. Yes, Langford just allowing Salmon to gain that couple of metres.
Comes off hands to Madden in the pocket. He snaps. Still in play. He's out at the back. Well, they're queuing up to have shots at goal at the moment, Essendon players. Izard runs around to improve the angle. He's going to decide he's going to do it again. Umpire's just clashed with the Hawthorn player. Izard snaps for goal across the face, and that is out of bounds, so we've had one at each end of the ground in the last couple of minutes.
Well, it's a magnificent game, this. The finals pressure, and, well, now this time you've got to kick across the mark, Johnny Platten. Didn't matter in the first quarter, but
Hawthorn have made a change on the forward line. Peter Curran now playing at centre-half forward, and Hawthorn with virtually 2 full forwards in Brereton and Dunstall.
There was Swab losing it. Long, oh, here's danger. The short one is on. Good play by Collins. Is how will the umpire see that one? Williams lying on top of the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Tucker's dragged off it, and then Clayton will come in and bounce it. And Michael Tuck disgusted. Alan Jeans. Well, he's been through this many, many times before, and his players are trying very, very hard in this quarter. They're trying to put the pressure on. That was Pritchard out wide. A one-on-one contest. Oh, it's punched beautifully over to Buckenara. Here's danger. Buckenara to Curran. Curran can run right into an open goal. He kicks long. Will it bounce through? Yes!
Peter Curran kicking the last 2 goals. And that's a good move by Alan Jeans, putting Curran to centre-half forward. Hamilton is now picking up Dermot Brereton, who's virtually playing as a forward pocket or second full forward. A lot of space on that Hawthorn forward line. Curran was able to run in there, and that's what you can do on this ground, because there are plenty of spaces if you can move the ball quickly into that forward zone.
Chris Whitman on.
Peter Schwab off.
Hawthorn applying the pressure. They now only trail by 8 points, and he's playing a great game, Deere in the ruck. Here's Condon. Over to Curran. A bad hand pass by Curran. Goes straight to Thompson. Thompson on the left foot towards half forward. Punched away from Bradley Payne. In fact, he might have marked that, Collins. No. There's a tackle. That could be holding the ball. Umpire said play on. Pritchard, the Platten, the Hawks really getting into gear now. Out wide it goes to Morrissey. Morrissey in front of Bailey. Morrissey over the top with a hand pass to Buckenara. Hawthorn now really playing well. Domenico at half forward. On to Dunstall. Dunstall leads and marks. And the Hawks are coming back hard.
And looking good too, Peter. You can virtually see the change in the last 5 minutes. And the pressure now being applied to the Essendon side. Hawthorn doing a lot more run. And this is Dunstall's chance for his first goal.
Jason Dunstall had a magnificent season. Kicks at goal. He's missed. Across the face and through for one behind. But the Hawthorn really have stepped up into another gear. They now only trail by 7 points when Essendon early, Bernie, I think you'd agree, should have been goals and goals in front.
Yes, no doubt, Pete.
Kick in by Anthony Danaher for Walsh. Curran spoils him. It has been a good move, Curran, to centre half forward because Brereton didn't look fit and he's gone to the forward pocket. Brereton just 4 touches. Ball out of play at half forward for the Hawks. They're back within 7 points. Madden and Deere. And Deere climbs all over him and gives away the free kick. Greg Deere got a lot of incentive today because he wasn't happy that Simon Madden was picked for Victoria earlier this year. He thought a bit of sentimentality might have come into the selection, so he's definitely trying his heart out today against Madden. Danaher's got it centre wing. Centering kick for Hamilton. Takes the mark. Plays on. Just gets away from Domenico.
He played on. Is the umpire paying 50 for that?
I can't believe
The
it.
guy played on.
At best, it was just a play on and let O'Donnell have his kick.
Yeah.
But it's a 50-metre penalty to Hamilton.
Not on that. Not on. Hamilton wanted to play on immediately.
Hamilton to Salmon. At the back, Anderson. Kick goes out of bounds on the full.
Well, we're seeing a few strange umpiring decisions in this match. Let's hope that improves. As the kick comes to half back, this is Mew. Couldn't take the mark. Morrissey was in there, and the umpire said it was too high on Jamie Morrissey. A lot of ironical cheers from the Hawthorn supporters. Tim Watson getting a lecturing from Peter Cameron.
Well, Tim Watson delivered it. You don't see that too often.
Morrissey to centre wing. It's fisted away. Buick's there. Oh, the bounce doesn't favour him. Tapped on by Salmon, but straight to Whitman. Oh, Ayres has an uncharacteristic fumble. Dives on top of the ball. And the umpire will come in and bounce it again. But there's no place out there for faint hearts. Players are going in very hard.
Yep, there's no doubt about that. Be very careful bending over to pick up the ball there today, Peter.
And the kick's a little bit more even in this quarter. Hawthorn just 1 behind for the turn. Salmon missed that from Tuck. Threads out a hand pass to Dean Anderson. Anderson from half-back flank to centre wing. Madden charges and marks. Bowled over by Domenico, who could nearly have given away his second 50 in a minute. Kick by Madden to Salmon. Crunch down by Langford. Free kick to Salmon.
As Antrobus prepares to come back on, Wallace coming off the ground.
Well, Langford's frustrated at the moment. That's a poor kick by Salmon. Should have been marked by Morrissey. It's taken away by Hamilton. Bailey gets it to Izzard. Izzard goes further afield to Thompson. Thompson
Kicked into the man.
has the kick smothered for a behind.
Magnificent build-up there by Essendon. Just couldn't finish it off.
8 points the margin. As Chris Mew kicks it to himself, he'll probably handball. No, he won't. He kicks wide. It could be dangerous because it's gone straight to Mark Thompson. Essendon steadying as it comes across to Tony Antrobus onto the left foot towards the pocket, and the ball rolls out of bounds. Absolutely nothing in this game. Tony Antrobus was dragged in the first quarter. There's the marks. Essendon in this quarter 10-4 and 18-9, so they're killing Hawthorn overhead. There's Salmon, who's playing very, very well. Kennedy brought the ground, ridden into the ground after that. Umpire calls play on as it's kicked away to Pritchard, then on to Platten. The little rover comes out of defence, brings it to the half-back line. Domenico flies and takes a great mark. the Brownlow medalist. Goes wide. Hawthorn have got the loose man going. Has taken out there Buckenara. Buckenara out to Brereton. Let's see what he does with it. Brereton trying to tackle on. Then was grabbed. Oh, ridiculous decision.
Oh, I think he dropped it in the first instance, Peter. I think that was the right decision. I think he was just a little bit slow with the whistle.
Well, Brereton tapped it on and then was grabbed. Peter Cameron, I don't think he likes Dermot Brereton. As we see Hamilton at half back, brings it forward. The mark taken by Condon. Oh, it wasn't paid by the umpire. The hand pass comes wide to Hamilton again. Hamilton goes short, finds Anthrobus. Anthrobus ducks away onto the left foot. Out wide to Thompson. Good play by the Bombers. As they're the small men causing Essendon a lot of trouble. There's a good mark at half back to John Kennedy.
Kennedy fires out the hand pass to Mew. Mew towards the outer wing. Ayres with Watson. Ayres takes the mark. Into Pritchard. Hawks straight up the centre corridor now. Dunstall.
That's much better play by Hawthorn. Strong mark there by Jason Dunstall. And Hawthorn suddenly finding some space to move in. Look at the strong grab here by Dunstall. Hands out in front.
Looking for his first goal for the day. And gets it.
Jason Dunstall, 1 goal, 2. And the Hawks fighting back. Had a good performance in this quarter. 14 points down at quarter time. Now only 2 points down. But they're moving the ball well. Their running players are coming into the game. Pritchard delivering that ball. And a good lead there from Jason Dunstall.
The Bombers now only lead by 2 points. Deere has been magnificent in the ruck against Madden. Here's the pace of Izzard, though, getting away from his Hawthorn opponents. A quick kick to half forward. Should be a Hawthorn mark, and it is, and they're really playing well now. This is Buckenara. He's going short. Dean Anderson has got it. He's almost in the centre of the ground. Now he transfers play towards half forward. Brereton at the back. It's a loose ball, and another free kick going Essendon's way, this time to Madden.
Hardly touched him.
Very ticky-touch with one, but we'll get on with the game. Madden wide to Williams. Darren Williams at centre wing. Essendon have slowed down a little bit. This is Buick. Oh, he's under enormous pressure. Brereton in hard, and that's holding the ball. And Brereton will be pleased with that. He is a great tackler. As he kicks wide, Domenico goes back. Can't take the mark. Tapped on by Walsh. In went Pritchard. There's a lot of pressure on it, that half-forward line for Hawthorn, as umpire Ian Clayton will come in and bounce.
And Williams is hurt. Was that tackled by Dermot Brereton. Yeah, there's that tackle, and certainly throws his weight around, Dermot.
Has caused a few headaches today. And that might imbalance Essendon, because Williams has done a top job on Platten. God, Deere beats Madden. Comes to Curran. Great hand pass to Buckenara. Wide to Platten, who now has no opponent. John Platten inside 50 from near the boundary line. Centres for Dunstall. Oh, Anthony Danaher plays it well and takes the mark. Dean Bailey being spoken to by the umpire for something off the ball. Danaher kicks outside 50. Knocked forward by Mew. Williams has recovered. There he is, Darren Williams at the foot of the pack. Comes to Hamilton. Can't break the tackle. Michael Long's been a bit quiet this quarter. In he goes to Buick. Away go the Bombers. A chase by Pritchard. Buick goes short to Plain. Very wide. That wasn't to the advantage of the side. He just keeps it in with a slap. Oh, Buick kept going. Top play by the former West Australian. Kennedy now back to Collins.
Well, the pressure's really being applied in this quarter. This is Anderson, Dean Anderson. He's been an excellent player. He's gone short to Brereton, and is that a free kick or a mark? I don't think the umpire played the mark. And Brereton is lifted. When the pressure comes on, this player always performs. Brereton, his mate Dunstall's leading. He's also got backup support down there in Domenico. Now, Domenico has marked 45 metres out from goal, and this could put the Hawks in front. They trail by 2 points. Look at this pass.
Yes, it's a good pass, and it was meant for Dunstall.
Well, he loves kicking a goal, Robert Domenico. Let's see if he can do so. He kicks a goal. Yes, it's another one of the Hawks. They hit the front.
And there's a couple of these Hawthorn players that really find some extra form in the finals. One of those being Dippy Domenico, who kicked that goal. Kevin Sheedy looking on, he'd be a little bit worried by Hawthorn's play in this quarter, because Essendon have suddenly, well, I think Hawthorn may have lifted another gear, but Essendon seemed to have slipped back a little bit. And the two players I was talking about, Dippy Domenico and of course Brereton, playing at centre half forward.
So Hawthorn, after trailing by 14 points at quarter time, now lead by 4. Indecisive out of the middle. And the umpire will ball it up again. Dippy Domenico, a great game, 3 marks and 12 possessions. Interesting to see the two Andersons. Dean for Hawthorn, 12 possessions. Greg for Essendon, 11 possessions. And when they met in round 3, both the Andersons kicked 4 goals. Madden wins the tap. It goes to Danaher. Gets his kick away. Long and tuck. Long up the ground. Clever. Chance here for Manning. Manning goes back with his hand pass. Oh, fumble by Danaher. Hooks it out the back. Buick. Buick, the hand pass wide to Antrobus. 70 metres from goal. Antrobus to Salmon. And this time Langford in front, but he drops the mark. Salmon taps. It's picked up by Plain. Plain snaps. Long the only chance for Essendon. Almost a freak mark. And Tuck rushes her behind.
Oh, this game has been played at a breakneck pace, isn't it?
This
It's been
is
a great contest, Peter.
sensational game. The contest is amazing. It's the pressure. It's enormous from two sides. Plenty of players have played in finals. This is John Kennedy. Oh, dangerous kick to Ayres. Did he mark it? No, it comes to Tuck. Tuck, a long kick out of defence to centre wing, but Gary O'Donnell's there to take a strong mark on his chest. Just under 5 minutes of play left as O'Donnell goes on in this quarter. O'Donnell, the half forward, a push out. The umpire, is he going to play it? No, he calls play on as Langford kicks it long. Buckenara marks. No, he doesn't. He plays on. The loose man is on the half forward. Brereton taps it out. Curran in after it. Look at the pressure on these players. The tacklers on that could be holding the ball. Oh, gee, there's some great play out here. That was Curran. A strong tackle then, Bernie.
Yep, well done by the Hawthorn forwards. They're applying the pressure and they're reaping the rewards. Peter Curran going back for his 3rd goal for the quarter and 3rd goal for the match.
Well, a chance to make the margin 9 points, and who would have thought that during the first quarter when Essendon played magnificent football. Peter Curran from 45 metres, kicks it very, very high. He's hooked it slightly and has put it through for 1 behind. So the margin now is 4 points in favour of Hawthorn. Darren Williams off the ground. What's the report, Michael Roberts?
When Darren Williams first came off the ground, he went down on both knees, suffering from concussion, but having walked around, he seems to be all right now.
It's a good lead and a mark by Kevin Walsh. Back behind half-back flank. 3.5 minutes remaining to half-time. The kick by Walsh. In front, Terry Danaher. A superb overhead mark. Centering kick for Buick. Essendon setting something up here. Oh, O'Donnell got it off the shins. Has to go back for Buick. They're in trouble now. Condon applying the tackle. In goes Dean Anderson. Brereton's there. Finds Ayres. Ayres back to Platt. Fight on behind play. And guess who's involved? Brereton. But Dunstall takes the mark inside 50.
And a couple of big ones let go behind play there too.
Now Jason Dunstall kicking for his 2nd from 50 metres. Won't make it. Whistle's gone. There's the push out. Free kick to Paul Hamilton in defence for Essendon. And Tim Watson involved, not for the first time today.
Well, I don't think it was Tim's fault there, Drew. It could have been that man.
I'm sure it was that man at the engine room of it. Hamilton, close to the boundary line. There's Platt and gets a climb. Comes off hands, out of bounds.
Well, we might see that bit of a fight in a moment.
Let's have a look at this.
Whoa!
No, that's what happened.
Lucky it didn't connect.
Tim Watson did the tackling.
And that's Timmy Watson to be around to see the rest of the game if he had it. The ruck duels have been magnificent between Madden and Deere. I think Deere's in front. Kicked off the ground by Buick. Michael Tuck leads in the race. Let's see if he can trap it. Oh, taken away by Long. Now the tackle's on him. Condon brought the ground, and a bit of pressure on still out there, and look at that in the packs. They don't like each other, these two sides.
Well, we saw in the warm-up they were practicing with their gloves, weren't they? They've continued on when they got out of the
Michael
ground.
Long saved it now. A bad bit of discipline by Essendon because the ball's been taken off them. This is Chris Mew kicking it to half forward. Dunstall has dropped it. In after it again. Here's Berridon. Hooks it back over his head and puts it out of bounds on the full. Hawthorn have really applied the pressure in this second quarter, and they're doing all the attacking at the moment.
1.5 minutes to half-time. Margin 4 points, the Hawks in front. Reminiscent of the second semi they played at the MCG in '84. Many people say is the best second semi-final ever played. The Hawks won that by 8 points. Umpire Cameron's going to ball this up, and he's getting to these packs pretty quickly now, because unless he does, well, the heat will be turned up, and this could get out of control. Look at the players around this. No breathing space. Madden wins. Anderson close to the boundary line with Di Domenico. Anderson keeps it in. Well played. Kick to centre wing. Long and Tuck wrestling underneath the flood of the ball. Plain runs onto it. Off his shins. He gets it to Long. Long couldn't handle cleanly the first time. Bowled over. Oh, Whitman, a great hand pass to Platten. And the flowing hair of John Platten through the centre of the ground to half forward. Punched by Thompson. Comes to Pritchard for Hawthorn. Back to Platten again. He's caught by Thompson's tackle. A beauty. But it's Platten's free kick.
Too high, said the umpire.
Gee, that was great play by Pritchard. His use of the body a moment ago on Buick allowed himself to get possession. This is Platten. A goal before half-time would be very, very handy to either side. This is Deere. The umpire called play on. Well, there's Mew. Smothered off his boot. The tackle was on Terry Danaher. Down to Long. Great pace as Long gets away from Tuck. Michael Long, have a look at this for football. As he runs half-forward, he was too tired to kick it in. He ran too far, did he? No. The siren's gone to end a terrific half of football. The players are going on with it. The umpire's called a halt to play. Well, that's not quite be counted that behind. There's a goal up by sees the signal. What a magnificent half of football. At half-time here at VFL Park in a pressure game. Hawthorn 8-4, 52, lead Essendon 7-6, 48.
Strange to see Platten playing in the back pocket though, Peter.
Umpire Clayton gets the second half underway. And Madden wins in the middle. Danaher, a bit of a fumble, taken out of it by Ayres. Watson's been pretty quiet today. Congested packs all over the field. Oh, Danaher came back for a second tilt at it. Androbus pushing. Chance for Buick. But he's met by Langford. A positive thing for Chris Langford, and he needed that after a torrid first half against Paul Salmon. Ball out of play, and we'll have a throw-in at half-forward for the Bombers.
Well, Salmon's only kicked 2 goals on Langford, but really Salmon could have kicked 4 or 5 quite easily. Hit the post with 1. There's Mew doing the ruck work, beaten by Simon Manning. A quick hand pass, Long to Plain. Plain to Antrobus. Antrobus appealing for the free kick. Platten's in after him. Here's Michael Long again trying to weave his way through. He does. The quick kick is up towards the forward pocket. Can John Kennedy get back there? He can't before the ball beats him over the line, but he is a very, very clever player, Michael Long.
Just to clarify the report by the emergency umpire, we hear it was a Hawthorn player reported for an incident with Manning.
Well, they've been at Manning right throughout the game after a first quarter incident. There's a strong bump by Di Domenico. John Kennedy springs out of that pack and kicks it wide. Ayres has done a great job on Watson. Ayres taps it on, a great finals player, and goes and gets the ball. There's a fight on behind the players. The hand pass comes to Whitman. Whitman, a long kick down towards half forward. Curran against Hamilton. Hamilton brought the ground, and the umpire said he was linked. So it's a free kick to Paul Hamilton and half-back flank. A vital 10 minutes of play coming up here early in this third quarter.
Tell you what, if it's Dermot Brereton who's been reported, it could be interesting for the Hawks' chances. He's played 6 grand finals in a row. Well, it's thrown by Madden, intercepted by Deere. Deere off the left boot to full forward. Dunstall's down there with a big climb. Anthony Danaher did well to punch it away. All Hawthorn at ground level. Morrissey first there. He caught in a good tackle. Into Ayres. Inside 50. Gary Ayres goes for goal. Bounces in the goal square across the face. Thompson. Thompson the hand pass away. Hamilton. Walsh. Didn't really look for Walsh then. Put him under all sorts of pressure. But Walsh broke the tackle of Brereton. Walsh to centre wing, playing the only chance for Essendon. Oh, Kennedy with one boot off, missed the mark. Bradley Plain has to beat two of them, and does beautifully. In he goes to Manning. Kennedy's back in after it, takes one high. John Kennedy will get the free kick.
Well, he's another great finals player too, John Kennedy. You can see he's got his right kicking boot on, but he's lost the other one along the way. Kennedy, wide to Buckenara. Hawthorn starting off well. They've had a lot of possessions early in this third quarter without any result. Gary Buckenara from centre wing towards the half-forward line. Pritchard went in hard after that one. Manning, that could be holding the ball. A loose one comes to Ayres. Tries to get in a quick hand pass. He does so to Condon. The leader's on to Dunstall. Dunstall and Anthony Danaher over the back. Who's free kick? Oh, that's a very lucky free kick for Jason Dunstall. They were both pushing and shoving and wrestling. I don't know what you thought, Bernie.
I thought 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, Peter.
It'd be nice to have a look at that one again. Jason Dunstall, as that kick came down from Condon. He's got the free kick. Jason Dunstall's only kicked one. What a vital goal this is. If he can kick it just after half time, it's coming back. Did it come back enough? Yes, it's a goal.
Yes, and Hawthorn continuing on their good form that they showed towards the end of that second quarter. Maybe a lucky free kick paid there. The two players seem to be bustling each other, jostling for position. The kicking style of Jason Dunstall. That's 2 goals to him for the day. Danaher's done a good job on him so far, but Dunstall hasn't had a lot of opportunities.
10 points the difference. Hawthorn out of the centre. Buckenara, a little toe poke onto it and chases after it again. Williams gets it away from him. Danaher beats Platten to it. Fires out the hand pass. Manning goes back. Thompson. Well, good running by the Bombers. O'Donnell out of defence to Madden. Over the top he goes to Greg Anderson. A chase by Dean Anderson. Long to full forward. Oh, that could be a free kick. Right in front of goals it is to Antrobus.
There's an obvious free kick. Tony Antrobus will be having the shot for goal from only about 30 metres out. Free kick against Andy Collins.
And Michael Tuck, the skipper, having a word to the umpire.
Can't complain
about the youngster Collins.
Can't complain about that free kick. All over the top of Antrobus.
So Antrobus to narrow the margin again to 4 points. Oh, it's away to the right. Just sneaks home, I think. Yes.
So good reply there by Essendon. And a badly needed goal because Hawthorn kicking that first goal. Essendon couldn't afford to let Hawthorn get the second goal. That was a good reply, as I said. Andy Collins there just couldn't do much about that because Antrobus propped and Collins kept going for the ball and fell right over the top of him. And the umpire could do nothing else than pay the free kick to Antrobus.
Again, the margin is 4 points. Greg Deere doing a power of work at the centre bounces. A loose one comes to Mew, shuffles it out to Platten, who came good towards the end of the second quarter. His kick out wide has dropped there. A difficult attempt to mark by Thompson. Bailey caught. Oh, doesn't look quite held long enough. Walsh breaks the tackle out to Thompson. Thompson on the right foot to centre wing, and he's found Darren Williams. Williams over to Manning. Manning breaks the tackle. Oh, dangerous hand pass. Oh, great play to be in a minute ago. Oh, that's holding the man to be in a minute ago. And that was magnificent play by the former Brownlow medalist. Off he goes. He's going short to Condon. He's got him. The loose man is out there in Anderson. He can go over the top to Dunstall if he can trap it. Was that a free kick? The umpire said no. Anderson couldn't quite trap it. And the Bombers were let off then.
That was well done by Anthony Danaher. He backed his judgment. He had to leave Dunstall back there by himself. A little bit of a fumble allowed him to get back into the contest.
Dipio Domenico's free kick should nearly have been a certain goal. Comes here to Condon. High tackle, and will take a free kick. So the heat hasn't died down. Kick by Condon to centre half forward. Dunstall streams down the ground, but in front Morrissey. About 48 metres from goal.
And Bailey there, Drew, just did not watch the ball. He's picking up Morrissey. He turned his back on the play, expecting someone else. There it is again. Bailey just did not look at the ball, expected someone else, a defender, to come in and do the work for him.
So Jamie Morrissey right in front. He'll be kicking from about 50 metres. Way to the left, still in the field of play. Mark Kadir.
Well, this won't be an easy kick through because he is a left footer.
Very good mark there to Deere. Greg Deere in front of Simon Madden. And a very, very tough shot for goal.
What a great view we have of. Only about 5 metres from goal. The bananas are through.
Yes, it's great value, Greg Deere. There's no doubt about that. He's had the better of Simon Madden today. After Madden completely dominated the play last week against Geelong, he killed Damien Burke and Darren Flanagan. And yet Greg Deere up against Simon Madden today. He probably would have been the underdog coming into the contest. And that's why he's so good, because he's versatile around the ground as well. Let's have a look at that kick off the boot. Excellently executed by Greg Deere.
The Hawks lead by 10 points. This is where Essendon will really have to fire, because this is where Hawthorn usually turn on the pressure. Out wide is Long. Oh, great contest out there between he and Pritchard. Long goes to ground, caught with the ball. Now taps it on. Look at Greg Deere doing all the work in the packs and on the ground, and he is a most improved player. Gary O'Donnell on screen, Anthony Condon, two youngsters. O'Donnell had a long baptism at Essendon in the reserves. There's Deere. They had a great contest, that, between he and Madden. It's tapped down to Whitman. That was from Gary Ayres, in fact. Curran against Walsh. Walsh will lead back for the ball, but he might be caught here as Curran didn't have the pace to get there. Very quick player, Walsh. Over to Bailey. Bailey to Long. Oh, taken out of it was Whitman behind the play. Long's gone wide to Anderson. Here's a chance for the Bombers. Antrobus is down there with Collins. Plains with Kennedy. Plain will be in front. Kennedy with his experience. In after it. Great play, John Kennedy. Handballs away. Out wide. Dipio Domenico. Strong use of the body. And, well, running into him is like hitting a brick wall, as his opponent there, Bradley Plain, just found out.
Andrew Peacock, mad Essendon supporter. Hawks lead by 10 points. Salmon to Anderson. Open forward line, 2 against 2 here. Buick in front of Pritchard. Buick sockers. Past Madden, it went to Deere. Oh, great play by the Hawks to get out of that. That was trouble. Deere across to Ayres. Ayres up to centre wing to Morrissey. And Morrissey takes the mark at the second bite. Tuck walking past. Morrissey to half forward. Brereton and Hamilton. Brereton's given him the slip. Here comes Long. Good chase by the Northern Territory All-Australian. Walsh in front. Hamilton caught in a great tackle by Curran. Spills to Long, but the whistle's gone.
Free kick against Dermott behind the play again. Doing some more heavy work.
Umpire ruled the tackle was high. Gee, it'll be interesting if Dermott Brereton has gone into the book. He's done 3 weeks this year, 6 weeks last year. O'Donnell to the centre of the ground. Dipio Domenico charges straight at it for the second time this quarter, but doesn't come clear with it for the second time this quarter. Greg Anderson with Buckenara. Contests around the ground are fantastic. Dean Anderson to Whitman.
There's the short pass to Dunstall. Yes! Beautiful lead. Great play the Hawks. And that was the tackling further afield.
Yes, the tackling's been magnificent right from the probably at the end of the first quarter, when they really lifted their game. And the forwards reaped the benefits.
Jason Dunstall, the Hawthorn champs, kicked 2 after he was beaten early. There's a kick from Dunstall. It's coming back. It's another one to the Hawks.
There's 3 goals to Jason Dunstall, 2 in this quarter. And ever so slowly, the Hawthorn machine is getting on top now. 24 points of difference. And Greg Deere doing very well. His mobility, a big worry to Simon Madden. Maybe a time to swing Salmon into the ruck. Salmon is in the ruck, and Simon Madden's gone down to the full forward area.
Well, let's see what happens now. It's a normal... Oh, here they come again. This is Dipier Domenico. It's this quarter where Hawthorn are normally so good. O'Donnell, under pressure, gets his kick in towards centre wing, and Antrobus has taken the mark. They want a goal here, Essendon, to stem the tide. Antrobus, a booming kick, a 65-metre kick to the forward pocket. Madden tries to get back there, but can't do so before it goes over the line. Simon Madden now at full forward, Salmon in the ruck, coming off for Essendon, as we see as Dean Wallace, Van der Haar coming back on. So that'll be interesting to see if Paul Van der Haar is fully fit. Chance for the Bombers, it's in their forward pocket. They trail at the moment by 16 points. Madden taps it down. A loose ball. And the players pounce in on top of it. And Peter Cameron very quick to come in and say it's my ball. And he'll bounce it right in front of the Essendon goal. For 11-4, the Hawks. The Bombers on 8-6. As we see the bounce again, it's tapped out by Madden to Watson, who's been very quiet. Gary Ayres has got on top of him. Here's a strong tackle going on by New. And umpire Peter Cameron will bounce it again.
Tim Watson just 5 possessions for the game. That's way below his usual work rate. Huge pack around this. Madden wins the tap. But Dean Anderson for Hawthorn clears the area. 2-1 here for the Bombers. Van der Haar just off the bench. 60 metres out. No distance in that kick. Madden climbs from the back. Can't reach it. Danaher after it. Here's a clever tap. Whitman straight up the ground. Morrissey needs to beat 2. Bit of a fumble, but gets around Bailey. Beautiful hand pass to Deere. Deere gallops off down the ground, puts it wide. He's bowled over after he got rid of the kick. Could be a relayed free kick here. It is to Brereton.
It was paid by Peter Cameron.
And Van der Haar reported. Paul Van der Haar goes into the book. He's just been back on about a minute. Brereton took a quick kick. Dunstall couldn't take the mark. It's coming back for Brereton to have another kick. Well, by our count, that's 3 to go up on Monday night.
Well, they're playing like there's no tomorrow, both sides, aren't they?
Another short, there's a loose man there. John Kennedy has found space. Another short one is on, yes! Greg Deere at open goal. He runs on, he stabs, and I think he's missed. Bad luck to the big man because he is playing a fine game for Hawthorn. Michael Roberts is down on the boundary with a report on Buick.
Darren Buick, yes, they've taken his right boot off and they're working on his ankle there. And also the physio ran out to Tim Watson and he doesn't look good either.
Terry Danaher loses it to Platten. Here's danger for Essendon. Platten sets it up on the left foot. Oh, he's kicked it. No, he's hit the post. But Hawthorn right on top at the moment. This is the Hawthorn machine we know. 11-6 to the Bombers 8-6.
Well, the pressure's making Essendon make silly mistakes. Anthony Danaher on that occasion, a poor kick-off from the full-back area.
O'Donnell runs it out of the back pocket. Up to centre wing looking for Van der Haar. Punch away by Mew, but gathered by Thompson. Ball stays in. Thompson beats Buckenara. Into Van der Haar. Shocking kick. Walsh had a chance, but it's taken away from Hawthorn by Condon. Off to Langford, straight up the ground to Dunstall. He marks on 50. Players streaming past. Dunstall puts it wide for Dean Anderson. Nobody in front of him, but he's running out of room. Hooks it back towards goal. Close. Just offline. Hawthorn storming at the moment.
Yeah, they're right on top at the moment, Drew. Kevin Sheedy hoping for some answers, but what can you do against this all-conquering Hawthorn side? They're a fantastic combination.
They lead by 19 points. This is Anthony Danaher. He's being bombarded down there with Dunstall's leads and the kicks to him, but he's a good player and he's doing pretty well as he brings it towards the centre of the ground. Anderson caught behind. Hawthorn are there through Buckenara. He taps it on as he goes wide. A strong tackle. Comes out wide again. This is with Whitman. Whitman cleverly. Look at the backing up. Kennedy Out wide to Pritchard. Darren Pritchard is bumped as he kicks it to the half-forward line. Over the back, it's Curran. Over to Kennedy again. Kennedy to Brereton, an open goal. The Chet comes in and kicks. Oh, lucks a fortune for Essendon, another miss.
They could have sealed this match in this quarter. Hawthorn, there's Simon Madden having a rest, and he's been replaced by Dean Wallace.
And the kick-in's wide, but Izard takes the mark at half-back flank for Essendon. The margin is 20 points. Earlier on, Essendon led by 20. So it's been about a 7-goal turnaround by the Hawks. Williams, short pass. Thompson. Salmon on the ball. Well, Madden rucked all last week against Flanagan and Burke. Watson, sandwiched out of it this time. Bailey's been pretty quiet. Dippia Domenico. Up the ground to Curran. Oh, Hawthorn playing brilliantly at the moment. Curran to Condon. Condon steers it low for Dunstall. Won't reach him. Oh, straight through the legs of O'Donnell. But fortunately, Thompson was there. Breaks the tackle of Ayres. Puts it wide. Hamilton can't break the tackle of Condon. Walsh. Walsh into Anderson. Greg Anderson's had a purple patch in the last month on the wing for the Bombers. Here goes Danaher. He hesitated. He's caught by Collins. Breaks the tackle. Danaher's left-footed a full forward. Wallace is there. Oh, but in front, Langford. A strong mark.
Chris Langford's come good. He was down early. He was well beaten early. Now they've got the loose man out wide. Langford kicks it out there to Buckenara. Buckenara round the corner. He saw a man there. He's found him. And this man is playing a very, very good game, Darren Pritchard. Pritchard, a runner, covers a lot of territory, former Tasmanian. Now he kicks to the flank. Brereton, good use of the body. Was that a free? The umpire said no. It was Mark Thompson. Hooks it back around his shoulder. And he's found Andrew Manning, the former St Kilda player. Manning with a hand pass, sets up Danaher. New, quickly in for the tackle. Long, the tackle on him. Out it comes to Manning again. Oh, look at this. Collins, beautiful football, Collins. Over to Morrissey, and here comes Hawthorn again. Morrissey long. Curran's on his own and marks it half forward. The hand pass goes on to Dean Anderson. The short pass is on. It's a bad one. It's smothered. It was intended for Dunstall. Umpire calls play on. The loose ball comes to Curran. Hooks it back around the corner. Bounces and misses. In fact, it is right across the face and out of bounds. Hawthorn should be a long way further in front, Bernie.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's some poor hand passing by the Essendon team. Manning on about 3 occasions has gone for the long hand pass and set his players up who weren't in a good position to take the ball.
Brereton tried to take clean possession. Antrobus back roving in defence. Slides the hand pass away. Intercept by Buckenara. Snap straight through the middle.
2 goals to Gary Buckenara. And Hawthorn right on top now. Essendon had a very good first quarter where they kicked 5 goals, but have only been able to manage 3 goals since. Their forward line is not functioning. They're being killed around the packs where it's all happening. Greg Deere has been magnificent in the ruck. And Essendon are not generating any drive out of that centre square.
Condon out to Dippia Domenico. Kevin Walsh is trying his heart out down there at centre half back. He's not letting his side down. Onto the left foot as he brings it towards the half forward line. Collins waits over the back. Pritchard working hard. Finds Langford. Back it comes to Kennedy. Over to Platten. Platten to the centre of the ground. It's all Essendon. Mark Thompson picks it up beautifully. Goes short. It's a bad pass. Gary Ayres. Oh, strong play, Ayres. Here's a long kick to the half forward line. Another loose man there for Hawthorn. Curran drops the mark. He's got tons of time to kick long. Dunstall back, takes the mark. Dunstall, a brilliant mark in front of Anthony Danaher. 25 to 30 metres out directly in front.
Yes, well done, Hawthorn. Again, Essendon making a mistake. As we see Tim Watson leaving the ground. Well, that's something we don't often see. Tim Watson benched and Simon Madden coming back on the ground.
Well, he injured his ankle in the second last round against the Swans in Sydney.
This is Dunstall going for goal number 4. He's off to the right slightly and has missed. So Hawthorn really could have sealed this game in this quarter. With some poor kicking for goal, it could be costly. Although the way they're playing, there's the Bomber champ. What's the report? Michael Roberts.
Well, Tim Watson's been looking pretty proppy all quarter, and he's been limping around. The physio spoke to him, and he has decided to come off, and it looks like his ankle.
Stats of just 1 mark, 3 kicks and 2 handballs for Tim Watson, one of the Brownlow favourites. Dippy and Domenico high, but the mark taken by Manning. 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and Hawthorn lead at 81-54. Centre wing, Greg Anderson's been their leading kick winner by a long way from the wing. Platten takes the mark. He had just 1 kick in the first quarter, but as he come back since then, he's added 12 more. The hand pass out to Collins. Collins a high kick, just over the wing. No distance there. Comes to Wallace of Essendon. Bumped over by Ayres, but now it comes to Williams. Caught by Collins. Hawthorn's tackling ferocious. Long gets the hand pass out to Antrobus. He goes short. Langford. Poor clash of bodies. Danaher and Mew down behind. Platten again. To centre wing. Buckenara. Oh, good mark.
Well, Hawthorn, all their class players have really come into the play. Who's that? That's Terry Danaher. His pace is being found out a little bit today. He's been a great player for many years. Great finals player too. There's Condon. They've got the loose man going again. Dean Anderson, the short one is on Dunstall. A brilliant lead. This is champagne football. This is the Hawthorn we know. And it is a great exhibition of football in this quarter by the Hawks, Bernie.
I can only agree with you, Peter. And it's being made easy now for Dunstall, the way they're getting the ball out of that centre square and down onto the forward line.
Well, can he miss another one, Jason Dunstall? He's directly in front. He kicks right through that one. It's another one to Hawthorn.
So that's 4 goals to Jason Dunstall. He's kicked 4 goals, 3 for the afternoon. 3 goals coming in this third quarter, a vital third quarter. And Essendon have lost the initiative in this match. There's the easy chest mark to Dunstall because the forward line is very wide open. A much better approach with that kick from Dunstall. Right, kicked right through it, as Peter McKenna said. And the Hawks well on top at the moment.
Essendon have had just 1 scoring shot this quarter, which was a free kick goal. Manning out of the middle. Up towards half forward. Van der Haar outnumbered 2-1. Kennedy with him, Platten just behind. And Vander did pretty well there. The hand pass in, Plain. Still the kicks are coming under pressure. Plain to Wallace. Wallace no distance with that. Pritchard, little hand pass to Platten, over the top in front of Tuck. Madden back on the ground. Couldn't get a handle on that one. O'Donnell fires out a hand pass to Thompson. Deers down injured in the centre circle. Intercept by Dippy Domenico. He's had a great third quarter, but his kick's a shocker about 30 metres offline. It's taken by Walsh for the Bombers. Incidentally, Dunstall's goal, his 4th for the day, 132 for the season, which equals last year's performance. Here's Greg Anderson coming up for kick number 17, a centering kick. Plain and Danaher. Off hands, it goes to Tuck. Tuck back in the direction of Anderson. He's got this again over Condon.
Well, they badly need a couple of quick goals. They look nowhere near as fresh as Hawthorn. Hawthorn didn't play last week, of course. The short one is on. He's found Manning. Manning about 70 metres out from goal. Now, they need a goal here badly. Now, short one on. Oh, it's a bad pass, but it might come off Danaher. Is that a free kick? Umpire didn't think so. Players going after it. Kennedy tries to shuffle it out. Van der Haar caught with the ball. Bradley Plain, a hurry kick off the side of his boot towards the forward pocket. A good attempt by Salmon, but it's taken away by Langford. Langford to Dippy Domenico. They're full of run now, the Hawks. Short one is out wide. Brereton against Hamilton. Hamilton couldn't take the mark. Brereton, great use of the body. Taps it back. Very good team player, Dermot Brereton. Kicked away by Morrissey. Towards half forward. Curran back to Brereton. Brereton onto the left foot. He's going for the short chip pass and he's found a teammate in Curran. Curran's got an open goal as he heads for home. Kicks it long. Is it through? Just offline and through for another behind to the Hawks. But they've got dominant players everywhere. 13-10-88 Hawthorn. There's John Kane, the Premier, and his wife Nancy looking on. Interested spectators, they're seeing a great performance here by Hawthorn in this third quarter.
In this term, the Hawks have kicked 5 goals, 6 to 1 goal, 11 scoring shots to 1. Manning away to Thompson. Thompson from centre wing. High. Izard can climb for a little man. He was up early, but right underneath the ball. At the back, Kennedy. Shoots out the hand pass to Pritchard. Off to Platten. Hasn't he come good since a quiet first quarter? Platten's kick to half forward. Dippy Domenico. And Anderson, a great tackle. Thompson, he's caught in a good tackle. It's Bills to Manning, over the top to Greg Anderson. His left footer up short of half forward. Danaher is there. Back to Antrobus. Antrobus a bit of space. Goes long for Salmon. Salmon a chance. Oh, good mark.
Great mark, Paul Salmon. And I think that's what Essendon must do now, go long. As they've lost the ball so many times by fiddling around with it, with the hand pass under pressure. Look at that mark again from Paul Salmon. Judged it to perfection and dragged it in beautifully. Have a look at it from another angle there. He threw out the one arm and just dragged it in. Excellent mark.
Well, Paul Salmon has kicked 2 goals too. Both goals coming in the first quarter. And that's a hat-trick.
So Paul Salmon, a badly needed goal for Essendon. They've been very poor since the end of the first quarter when Hawthorn stole the initiative away from them. Antrobus on this occasion decided to have a bit of a run. Went long, didn't try to go for the short kick. And when you've got a player like Salmon down there who can take a good mark, why not?
Kevin Sheedy, a very worried man, shouting out directions from the boundary line. His side trails by 28 points with just under 2 minutes of play left. Another one before three-quarter time would be very handy. Dean Wallace gets it over towards Antrobus. A little rover charging in on top of it. Plain is tackled from all sides. And the umpire said it will bounce. The Essendon supporters felt that should have been a free kick. Time clock showing a minute and a half left. And look at the difference in the kicks in the third quarter. Hawthorn 63 kicks to Essendon's 46. Deer beaten for that one by Madden. It's been a great contest. Platten in on top of it. And it's at centre-half forward for the Bombers.
28 points the margin after Hawthorn led by just 4 points at half-time. Similar scenario to the round 3 clash at Princes Park. The Hawks led by just 2 points at half-time but won by 44. Madden down to Williams, out of bounds on the full. Williams did a great stopping job on Platten early, but the McGarry and Brownlow medalist has slipped away since quarter time. Pritchard to half-back flank, thump forward, comes to Antrobus. Antrobus tries a centering kick, time running out, 40 seconds left. Salmon can't quite take the mark, grabbed off the pack by Collins. And that should see the end of the scoring for the quarter. Collins up to half-back flank to Dean Anderson. The 2 Andersons have been the leading possession winners. Greg Anderson goes over the top of Di Domenico. Can't get the mark but goes back for the ball. Izard, back he goes to Thompson. Still a chance for the Bombers perhaps. 16 seconds left. Van der Haar off the left boot for Plain. Plain can't take the mark he needed to. Runs into trouble, high to the goal square. Madden! Not quite. Williams is still there. Is that in the back to Williams? Bombers fans thought so. It's out of bounds. And there's the siren for three-quarter time. Hawthorn 13-10-88, leading Essendon 9-6-60. Well, Hawthorn skipped away with their kicks in that third quarter, but Essendon still lead in handballing. Marks a deadlift.
Well, can the Bombers come back? It'd be a pretty big ask the way Hawthorn played that third quarter, but here's Antrobus getting it out of the centre. That's a good start towards half-forward. Kennedy has done well since he came on the ground at half-back. He goes wide. He's looking there for Curran, who seems to like playing centre-half forward. Over it goes to his captain, Tuck. Tuck to half-forward, punched away by Bailey. This is tapped away by Buckenara to Mew. Mew under the left foot, looking for Brereton. He waits for the bounce. In after it, though Brereton used his body well. Over to Curran again. Curran on the left foot, right down towards the forward pocket area. The crowd's roaring about something as Anthony Danaher takes it away from Dunstall, kicks wide and finds Walsh, who's probably been nearly Essendon's best player.
Been a very good player, Kevin Walsh.
Well, the crowd roared because Brereton has a limp, and it doesn't look too good for Dermot Brereton at the moment as he hobbles off to make a contest here. So is he going to be fit to play, or is he going to be suspended? This is the interesting one. If Hawthorn goes straight through to the grand final in a fortnight's time. Hamilton. O'Donnell caught by Tuck. That was thrown away by O'Donnell, picked up by Condon. Hawthorn there in numbers. Back to Platten. Platten spins out of trouble, gets back into some, goes back to Collins. Collins ducks a tackle. Play on, says the umpire. Plain paddles out. Comes to Wallace. Chance here for the Bombers. Terry Danaher runs on. Right in front, 30 metres out. That's what they wanted.
And maybe Essendon aren't finished with yet. Some good run out of the back line there by Essendon. Still a lot of ground to make up. And one goal at the start of this last quarter, kicked by Terry Danaher, who's had his trouble cut out getting kicks today. Good play, good run. There's plenty of open spaces. There'll be some very tired players at this stage of the game. And if Essendon can get some run, maybe they can get back into the match.
The margin is now 22 points. Greg Deere takes it out of the ruck. Beautifully smothered there by Mark Thompson. Punched away again by Deere. Out wide to Curran. Over it goes to Condon. Condon in turn to Buckenara. Here's where it's dangerous to Dunstan. Look at that football. Beautiful. Great lead, Dunstan.
Yeah, it's brilliant play, Hawthorn.
Short passes on. Oh, bad play, Essendon, because Buckenara, after giving the pass, found space in the pocket and has marked about 35 metres out from goal, and he is a very accurate kick for goal. Gary Buckenara, former West Australian champ. One stage tried to go back there, but Hawthorn wouldn't let him go, and no wonder. There's a wobbly kick. Did it float through? Yes, a goal.
3 goals to Gary Buckenara. It didn't come off the boot too well, but it doesn't matter. It went right through the middle. And there's a reply. Hawthorn not to be outdone. Another bad mistake there by Essendon in the centre of the ground. Enabled Hawthorn to whip the ball down to the forward line. The pass to Dunstall. Buckenara was left alone. Dunstall chipped it over to Buckenara. And there you go. They're not a bad side, Hawthorn.
A goal apiece in this last quarter, and the margin back out to 28 points. Deere and Madden. Deere's tap intercepted by Thompson, but he's caught in a good tackle by Dean Anderson. They're really struggling to get that ball out of the middle. The umpire's going to call for it and ball it up just as the ball did come out. Anthony Condon not looking too good. Played in his first final here today. And, Scott McGuinness, and twisted his ankle. There's Pritchard, high to half forward. Brereton there with Hamilton. Hamilton played it pretty well, kept on going, then was bumped out of it unceremoniously. Hooked high, inside half forward. The Hawks another chance here. Anthony Danaher streams after the ball. Well played by Curran. Bailey. Greg Anderson at ground level. Fires out the hand pass to Thompson, and the Bombers out of trouble for the time being. Thompson over the centre of the ground. Good mark to Vanderhaar.
Yes, no doubt about that. Paul Vanderhaar, who was absolutely flattened in the first goal. He's gone to play on to Manning. That was bad play. The loose ball comes to New. Oh, he's kicked it off the ground straight out wide to Dean Wallace. Wallace runs onto the left foot, goes short. Oh, the marker sitter is dropped. It was dropped down there by Izzard. I don't know whether he took his eyes off it at the split second, but a bad miss.
Maybe he's looking to the sun, was he, Peter? I don't know. This really, I can't see how you could ever miss a mark like that.
Well, it's in the forward pocket for the Bombers. Salmon against Langford. He beat Langford easily early, but Langford has come back hard. Here's Williams with a chance as he kicks it goal across the face, and in fact just sticks it in for one behind when goals are badly needed by the Bombers. Hawthorn leads 14-10-94. Essendon move on to 10-7-67.
Chris Mew kicks into the outer side. Langford down the ground. Bad bounce for him. Williams gathers, gets the hand pass away to Salmon. 2 kicks from goal from there. Plain on the 50. Bradley Plain, who Collingwood lost in a swap. Up to the forward pocket, but Mew took the mark. Judged it far too well to Platt. Kick by Platten to centre wing. Buckenara bowled over by Thompson. No whistle. Walsh. Hand pass to Long. Long infield, he goes to Antrobus. He backed himself and lost. Great tackle.
Shouldn't that be rewarded with a free kick of the strong tackle like that?
There's Michael Tuck getting pats on the head there for a top tackle.
Well, I mean, you got a chance to get rid of it. Great tackle, free kick.
Should, I think.
It's at half forward for Essendon. They need goals. Van der Haar tries to punch it on. Collins over to Muse. Smothered off his boot. It's a chance for Williams. Williams, nearly flattened. Greg Deere has worked very, very hard. Look at him into those packs. Gets it over to Collins. Collins to centre wing. A one-on-one contest punched away by Terry Danaher. Antrobus playing for the free kick. Dean Anderson comes out with the ball. Long hand pass out wide. The loose man's there again. Platten wasn't ready for that hand pass from Buckenara. Goes in again after it. Goes short around the boundary line. Now, was it out in the full? The boundary umpire said yes. A free kick to Walsh, who's working overtime out there.
19 minutes left in the second semi-final. O'Donnell, the centre of the ground. Bailey. Off to Greg Anderson. Anderson's kick for full forward. Drops short. The kick of a tired man. He has had plenty of kicks. Comes to Danaher. His hand pass is good to Plain. Plain back to Long. 45 metres out. Over the top to Wallace. And Wallace marks within kicking distance. And boy, do Essendon need this goal.
You want to kick a bit better than you did last week for goal. He had a couple of shots there. He led well last week playing at full forward. And made complete mess up of the kicks.
Two of the players in that, Plain and Wallace, started on the bench for Essendon today. Kick for goal from only about 30 metres out. Comes back a bit, but not enough. Behind. He should have done better with that.
18 minutes of play left in this final quarter. The deficit 4-2. So a very big ask the way they're playing. Essendon, but they're trying hard in this last quarter to get themselves back in the game. This is Chris Langford bringing it towards the half-back line. Platten flies from behind, can't take the mark. Dippy Domenico, great strength to Whitman. Whitman short, looking for Buckenara. He's lost it to Thompson. Here's a chance for the Bombers. Mark Thompson swings onto the left foot, goes short. Can Ayres get there? Yes, he can. Punch it away. Out wide towards the boundary line. Michael Long's been quiet since early in the game. Goes for the short one, but Greg Deere has been a great player all day for Hawthorn. Very slow to get rid of it, but finally gets in the hand pass to Buckenara. Buckenara cleverly off the side of the boot. What a great kick that was to Morrissey. Morrissey's got the loose man there in Platten. Let's see what the little rover can do. He's got another loose man. Yes, he kicks it short again. It should be a mark. No, Anderson couldn't mark it. Grabs it on the left foot, hooks it back and puts it through for a behind to the Hawks.
So just maybe Essendon still close enough. 17 minutes remaining. Anthony Danaher straight up the ground and the mark by Hamilton. Bombers led by 20 points early in the game. Well, it's been all Hawthorn since then. Wide to Anderson, who's had a great battle with Dippy Domenico. Centre wing, Danaher's there. Taps on, Plain. Under pressure from Collins. Didn't have it when he was tackled. Free kick to Plain.
Professional free kick, that one, Bernie.
Oh, well, it was going out of bounds anyway, Peter, so really there's nothing to gain by dragging him down.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Plain trying to get around the man on the mark. He hasn't. Great play by Collins. And the umpire's coming in and is saying, ball up.
Yep, handball from a free kick. That's what it's for, Drew.
Oh, that's right.
Which is a ridiculous rule anyway.
Well, it's on centre wing. Essendon trying valiantly to get back in the game. That was Deere again tapping it out. Good use of the body, Dippy Domenico. Allows Pritchard to come in. Oh, he's dropped the mark. Walsh, this could be dangerous. Brereton trying to tap it sideways. Does. Gets in a quick hand pass, but O'Donnell ducks back for Essendon. Goes short. Dangerous. He's found Darren Williams, though, at half back. Williams wanting to play on. Now he does. And kicks long to the centre of the ground. Tuck underneath the ball. A loose one comes to Kennedy. Buckenara cleverly gets it back to Greg Deere. Deere to Tuck again. Tuck wide. He's got a loose man out there now in Morrissey, and Hawthorn players really making space. Beautiful pass meant for Dunstall, tapped away. Straight through the legs of the Hawthorn player in Kennedy. This is Terry Danaher now playing on the back line, kicking wide to Antrobus. Platten, great play by the little rover. Goes in after it again. He's lost it eventually, Platten, and taking away is Anderson for the Bombers.
Anderson to Van der Haar. They can't take the mark on centre wing. New takes it off him. New finds Dippy Domenico, 25 metres in the clear. He approaches 50, goes bang. Away to the right, and through for a behind.
Could have been in the back out there to Paul Van der Haar too. But Essendon not making any headway at the moment.
Just under 15 minutes left. So a rush of goals could get the Bombers back into this, but they need 5 goals to win. And realistically, they haven't played well enough to finish the match like that. Danaher, long. Dippy Domenico high. Comes to the front. Platten. A terrier. Whoa. O'Donnell. And well harassed by Dean Anderson. Williams takes a high tackle and a free kick.
Williams, half-back flank. He's kicking across the face. This is dangerous because Curran goes back against Walsh. But Walsh is good enough to take the mark and run off. Geez, quick for a big man, Kevin Walsh. 2 bounces. Big centre half-back. He's so tired. As he runs, he kicks it out wide. A bit wide of Long. Tapping it back over his head was good play. He's looking there for Salmon. Salmon caught by Whitman. And Hawthorn just on top and deliberate, the umpire said. Or was it out in the full? I think the boundary umpire might have said out in the full.
Yeah, I think out on the full, Pete.
There's Paul Salmon remonstrating with him. This is Whitman. To half-back, Buckenara sets himself against Antrobus. That's a free kick to Buckenara. And it will go to Gary Buckenara on centre wing. And he's been an excellent player all day, a very skillful player. And they're just steadying down. A loose man out wide is Dean. And no, it's not. It's Chris Langford coming down the ground and kicks long to the forward line. Dunstall flies. Over the back is Berrigan. Off the ground by the centre forward, and he sockers it through for a point.
He hasn't kicked a goal today, Dermot. And he's done plenty heavy work on that forward line.
We could do with the rest the way he's hobbling round, Bernie.
He'll probably get a week's rest anyway, Peter.
Danaher kicks in. Clears the pack. Pritchard. Oh, good tackling by Thompson. And Antrobus. Antrobus will come up with a possession here. Going across the half-back line. He's run a long way. Now he straightens up. He had nobody really to give it to. The kick was smothered. Goes to Long. Long's left footer out wide to Greg Anderson. Now they can set something up down here. Here comes Dippy Domenico. Anderson's kick to full forward. Izard. Within kicking distance. 29 points the difference. Goal here would put them within 4 more goals.
Well, if he took that mark, you'd wonder how he missed that one earlier in the quarter.
Izard kicking from about 40 metres. Puts through a most wanted goal.
That's Alan Izard's first goal. He brought that one back beautifully. Maybe a glimmer of hope for Essendon. They probably don't deserve to be as close as they have been because Hawthorn have really dominated since quarter time. And a good diving mark to Alan Izard. Set up again by Michael Long, and the good play by Anderson on the wing, who's had a tremendous battle with Robert Dippy Domenico.
They need 4 goals, the Bombers, in 12 minutes. Can they do it? Here's Buckenara kicking it over his shoulder. Dippy Domenico in hard after the ball. So does Antrobus. Greg Anderson's been a very good player. He's lost this one, though, to Dippy Domenico. A loose one comes out wide to Curran, tapping it back. That was clever play, Peter Curran. Over to Condon. Condon to half forward. It's all Essendon as Terry Danaher, now playing in defence, takes a good safe mark. They'll need the next goal badly, the Bombers. He's gone wide. He should find Manning, and he does so. Andrew Manning on half-back flank to O'Donnell. They wouldn't want to relax Hawthorn for a moment. Let Essendon back in. Antrobus has dropped this one. Taps it back to the line, and they can't afford that at this stage of the game. Drop marks. The ball over the line, half forward for Hawthorn.
Oh, he's waited so long, Tony Antrobus, to get a chance of playing in the finals in the VFL. Started this season with just one game under his belt in 2 seasons. Brereton wins this tap, gains 20 metres. Curran should take a free kick in the back against Kevin Walsh.
And a great clash that.
Curran's kick for Dunstall. Dunstall gets to the back. Oh, what a mark. Whether he's fast leading and marking in front of his face or using his body, Jason Dunstall is superb.
He is tremendously strong around the hips and thighs, Jason Dunstall. Made the quick lead, then he realised that he had to use his body, then the strength told out.
And this goal will put him in front of last season's tally. That is 133 for the year.
And 5 goals for today, so 5 goals for Jason Dunstall. He started off very slowly. Anthony Dunner probably had the better of him early, but once Hawthorn got on top in the centre and started to deliver the ball much better down there into that forward line, well, Jason Dunstall was virtually unstoppable because he's a tremendous lead, very strong overhead, and a very accurate kick for goal.
Actually, Terry Danaher down on him now, but Terry Danaher's had 21 possessions and 7 marks, so not a bad day either.
Five goals now needed by Essendon, and pretty doubtful, I would think, as Manning comes out to long to Williams against Platten. Williams kicks it high, a chance down there for Salmon, punched away by Langford. Good play by Chris Langford to tap it away. In went Van Haar and Mew. Tuck, little hand pass comes straight to Wallace. Dean Wallace hooks it around the corner. Chance for Big Salmon, can't take it. Van Haar tries to get boot the ball. Bradley Payne, did that carry? Umpire didn't think so, and umpire Peter Cameron will come in and bounce it right in front of the Bomber goal. About 15 metres out, Van der Haar was unloaded in the first quarter by Dermot Brereton, hip and shoulder, a shirt front. He was off for a long period of the game. There's Chris Mew, sensible play at this stage of the game to jump up high and thump it through for a behind. It really does look as though the Hawks are going to play in, is that their 7th in a row? 7th grand final in a row. Dippy Domenico getting a hero's welcome as he comes off the ground. He's been a great player today. Always a good player in finals.
Well, 21 possessions for him, but his opponent Anderson had 26 to date. Here's Thompson, inside 50. Short pass over the head of Van der Haar. And the ball goes out in the pocket. We'll have a throw in. Just over 9 minutes remaining in the second semi-final. And it looks as though Hawthorn will be in their 7th in a row. They've been in every grand final since 1983. Salmon wins in ruck. A shot of John Platten, probably not his most favourable angle, but
it's been such a hard physical game. That break will really help Hawthorn, Drew.
Well, in fact, they're going to get 2 weeks off in the month of September, which has got to be a huge advantage going into grand final day, because they came into today after a week's break, and they'll get another one. Umpire Cameron's going to ball this up again. Looks like Brereton's coming off. And Dippy Domenico was only off for about 30 seconds. And Brereton's ankle doesn't look too good. So a couple of stars in football have been injured today. Salmon snaps the goal, and it's through for a behind. Tim Watson doesn't look too good, and Brereton would be a long way short of 100% fit, I think.
Well, Tim's got a front up next week, of course, Tim Watson, and Darren Buick, we saw him on the bench too, so Essendon have certainly got their problems injury-wise. Bez Buckenara couldn't take the mark, taken away by Mark Thompson, who's trying very, very hard. Antrobus loses it to Mew. Mew cleverly off the side of his boot towards the centre of the ground. Williams, duck for cover there as kicks it now towards full forward. Salmon again against Langford. Langford has really picked up. Over to Whitman. Whitman to centre of the ground. He found the little champ, Johnny Platten. And Platten, since quarter time, has been outstanding. He goes wide to Pritchard. Darren Pritchard, right, tried to sidestep. Good play. Anderson has been a great play for Essendon. Buckenara, Peter Schwab's back on the ground. He's waiting for someone to lead. Schwab, Dunstall leads. No one coming at him. Dunstall gets back there now. Is caught behind. And he probably should have kicked it to Dunstall originally. Danaher takes some up.
Danaher kicks in quickly. The Bombers need to do everything in a hurry now. is Anthony Danaher, getting the hand pass away to Izzard. Just over 7 minutes left. Izzard almost run down. High to Williams. Oh, thumped down by Platten. Platten gets it back from Bacanara. Platten, a long high kick to the goal square. Has it got the carry? Oh, it bounces. And that was going through, and Walsh not touched it. Bounced at right angles.
Now, what would that be? That'd be a leg break, that one.
Yes, Essendon again bringing the ball far too soon into that centre corridor area there from Izzard.
It's a short kick coming out to Izzard. Out to another one of his rovers in Antrobus. Tony Antrobus trying to do too much. He's broke the ground. That was magnificent play by Dipieta Medico. At this stage of the game, Bernie, that was sensational.
Yeah, he's trying to do too much, Tony Antrobus.
Dipieta Medico to the pocket. Dunstall, can he mark? He's got 2 to beat. He can't mark. Hand pass from Thompson. Comes out to Terry Danaher. Danaher wide, looking for Andrew Manning. Manning to Paul Hamilton. Hamilton running down centre wing. Couple of bounces. He'll probably go wide with a hand pass. He does to Van der Haar. Van der Haar long, looking for Salmon. A loose ball punched away out towards Ayres by Collins. See, that back line's good. To Kennedy, to Pritchard. Darren Pritchard onto the left foot to centre wing. And Simon Madden looks very, very tired. He's been beaten today by Deere. Collins in after it. Kicks it off the ground and puts it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, unlucky for Andrew Collins, who'd come about 80 metres up the ground. Well, time surely out for Essendon now. 104 plays 76. Madden takes the mark. Don't tell me he got a Bronx cheer there. Off to O'Donnell, high to centre half forward. Comes to Williams. Williams fires out the hand pass to Plain. Plain blindly over the top. Platten's back there. Well played by Johnny Platten. What a player he is. Out to centre wing. Look at the disposal. Bacanara 15 metres in the clear. Bacanara long to half forward. Dipieta Domenico with Thompson. Thompson's been one of the Bombers' best tries. And he'll win a free kick here. Tackle when not in possession. Advantage paid. Off to Walsh. Antrobus.
Antrobus brings it to centre wing. A bad pass. Straight to Ayres, who took Tim Watson right out of the game. Watson now off the ground with injury. Dunstall in front. Here's danger because Morrissey's over the back for Hawthorn. Probably didn't run hard enough at that ball, James Morrissey. Hand pass comes over to O'Donnell. Over to Izzard. Izzard. Oh, he's in trouble. Dunstall brought him to ground. Back to O'Donnell. Izzard again. Dunstall puts on another tackle. Holding the ball. Magnificent football, Jason Dunstall.
Yeah, tremendous to see the forwards put on that sort of pressure, Peter, too.
Short one is on. He's found a teammate in Condon. Ducking back. He will have to kick from 50 metres. Distance with tired legs, probably a doubt. Now, let's see what he can do. Only a youngster. Anthony Condon, right on 50 metres. Kicks it in. It's floating back. Touched right on the line by Walsh and through for another behind of the Hawks. But they have this game won. They'll be into their 7th grand final. They lead 15-15, 105 to Essendon 11-10, 76. And that man helped set it up early with his physical clashes.
I just wonder what his future is, though, for 2 weeks' time. Terry Danaher kicks in. Comes to the back. Bailey. Hawthorn players everywhere. Kennedy to Platten. Platten over the top. Dipieta Domenico. Will he get this inside? No. Out of bounds on the full. Platten's kick about half a metre too long. Free kick will be taken by Williams. 3.5 minutes left to go. 29 points the difference. Hawthorn in front. Williams kicks it straight out of bounds. Platten keeps it in to Morrissey. Morrissey's kick for Dipieta Domenico. Hamilton with him. Dipieta Domenico brilliantly over his head to Dean Anderson. A centering kick, but it's all for Walsh. Can't quite take the mark. And Walsh goes for the boundary line. Deliberately, says the umpire.
Pretty tough. Very tough.
That's a tough decision.
That is tough. Poor old Walsh tried his heart out then and didn't deserve a free against him.
Let's have a look at that again. Couldn't take the mark quite.
Oh, what else could he do?
Well, he couldn't do much else, but it was definitely a deliberate knockout.
They're a bit stiff. There's Platten from the boundary line going for banana kick, or in South Australia, check side kick, and he puts it out of bounds on the full. And Platten has been magnificent since quarter time. Great coaching by Alan Jeans because he was tagged out of it early. He put him down the back line and brought Platten right back into the game. He's had 23 kicks since, I think he had one in the first, at 22 since then. So great effort by Johnny Platten.
Danaher, 2.5 minutes remaining. Is that a mark in front? No, not paid. Soccer off the ground, goes to Whitman. Pumps it high. Dunstall. Oh! Pretty to watch. Off the ground, Platten, but the mark will be paid to Dunstall. Well, he deserves all the goals and the accolades he gets. He led the goal kickers last year and finished second in the Brownlow medal. He's led the goal kickers again this year. And when you see a full forward chase and tackle like he did only 5 minutes ago, he deserves to be taking marks and getting goals.
Yes, using his strength there again, Drew.
This for number 6 today. Yes.
Yes, that's a great performance by Jason Dunstall. 6 goals, 3. He was well held early. But once Hawthorn got on top around the centre of the ground, they've delivered the ball perfectly into that forward line. The strength of Jason Dunstall coming to the fore again. Here he is again, holding Terry Danaher out of position. Then a final lunge and an excellent mark there to Jason Dunstall.
And Chris Whitman, who kicked that ball to Dunstall, has made a big difference since coming on the ground with his pace. Oh, it's shuffled out beautifully. There he is again, Whitman. Kick out long and a one-on-one contest. Dunstall in front. Yes! Free kick, mark, whatever you want. The umpire's paying the free to Dunstall. Over the shoulder, a great effort by the champion full forward. He's kicked 6, going for number 7. Terry Danaher caught out of position, caught behind.
Well, he did everything he possibly could, Terry Danaher. He's holding his hand there. Great effort. Strong body, Jason Dunstall. Terry Danaher just grabbed him and slung him. No doubt a free kick.
Well, we can't keep this man down all day. Going for goal number 7 from directly in front. He lays back and I think he's missed. He has. So he's kicked a few behinds too. He's kicked 4 behinds, as well as 6 goals, and Kevin Cheedy, his side will have to front up again next week. There's Barry Gavin on right of screen, the physiotherapist. He'll be working with Brereton vigorously in the next 2 weeks.
I'll say, Will. This is punched down to the front. Terry Danaher. Actually, funnily enough, it looks as though Anthony Danaher did better than his older brother Terry's doing on Dunstall. Ball out of play, with just over a minute remaining in the second semi-final. Hawthorn will be in their 7th straight grand final in a fortnight's time. And Deere, who beat Madden in the first round, I think has beaten him again today. Madden wins this. Manning out to Wallace. Short pass, Van der Haar. Trouble for him. Comes to Buckenara. Hurried kick. Over the wing. Bounces through the players. Comes to Dean Anderson, who's been a fine contributor in his first final. Caught by O'Donnell. And the ball out of play, and we'll have a throw-in. Just on 30 seconds remaining. Madden to contest with Deere. Comes to Condon. O'Donnell. And the ball goes out. And the throw-in will probably be the final piece of action. Alan Jeans, he wants back-to-back flags. He wasn't here when Hawthorn won last year because of his illness. And it was Alan Joyce who coached the side. Blood streaming from Greg Deere's face. Madden wins this down to Thompson. Thompson up towards centre wing. And there it is. So Hawthorn winning it 16-16, 112 to Essendon 11-10-76. Hawthorn are there again. Essendon will have to fight through the preliminary final next week against the loser of tomorrow's match between Geelong and Melbourne. How good is this Hawthorn outfit?
Well, they're a great side, Drew, and well, you can see the elation of the Hawthorn supporters. They were badly outplayed in the first quarter by Essendon with their pace. The pacey little men. 7 was playing well. All of a sudden, Hawthorn got into that other gear. We see them do it time and time again. Dunstall was great at full forward. Dippy had a go. Platten, the move to the back line was a great move. Curran coming off the ground. He had a great battle with Walsh. But all of a sudden, Buckenara had all these experienced players. Ayres took Watson out of the game. Morrissey did his bit. And they're a great team. And look at the elation on Dippy Domenico as he comes down to go up through the race. And they finally got on top with their great teamwork. And eventually, when they get it from the back line down to the forward line, they leave it open for Dunstall, feed him, and away they go. They're in their 7th grand final, and they deserve it. Final scores here at VFL Park. The Hawks, comfortable winners, 16-16, 112. Have defeated Essendon 11-10, 76.